in the silence that envelops the midnight hour, a truth awaits, unspoken, yet profound. Your mind, vast and boundless, sits quietly in shadow, an unseen architect of your inner world. It can be your greatest ally, guiding you gently through the complexities of life, or it can turn into your quietest adversary, shaping the landscape of your existence without your consent. This journey will ask you to step carefully into the labyrinth of your thoughts, a place where whispers can become thunderous musings if left unguarded. You are invited to listen and explore how the ancient wisdom of Stoicism lights the path to reclaim your mental domain. With each mindful breath, we delve deeper into the art of mastery, where thoughts transform from impulsive tyrants into obedient servants. Here, in this space of contemplation, lies the key to a tranquil yet powerful life. Are you prepared to unlock it? Let's begin. Commence this exploration through the expansive terrain of the mind, where silence unfolds its gentle secrets. Journey with me into the intricate dance of thoughts and awareness, where the mind stands as both ally and adversary. It quietly molds perceptions, weaving the fabric of reality with strands both illuminating and obscuring. In its unchecked form, the mind shapes thoughts, emotions, and actions, assuming the role of a subtle yet potent tyrant, one that guides life with stealthy authority. To navigate the convolutions of this inner world, we must first recognize the mind's dual nature, an entity capable of both harmony and discord. It is crucial to steer it away from instinct-driven paths and towards intentional ones, reclaiming destiny with conscious awareness. The mind, an unseen puppeteer, orchestrates our emotions and choices, leading us in an unexamined dance. Invisible yet influential, it quietly tugs at the strings of desire and fear, unnoticed unless we learn to observe it consciously. This guidance often escapes scrutiny, profoundly affecting our lives by shaping interactions and beliefs, sometimes masquerading as intuition or instinct. To transcend its covert rule, we must cultivate acute awareness, making the unseen seen and transforming the sway of blind persuasion into the clarity of conscious determination. Awakening begins with awareness, a serene unveiling of the mind's inward currents. In moments of introspection, where the self silences its relentless chatter, we invite deeper exploration into the labyrinthine paths of thought. This revelation unveils a profound truth. Left to its own devices, the mind does not inherently serve our greater good. Cultivating awareness requires embracing stillness and mindfulness, surrendering judgment for observation. Through this awakening, subtle patterns emerge, marking the beginning of a transformation where awareness supplants unconscious reaction. With awareness comes the autonomy to choose consciously. Within the realm of choice lies freedom, the ability to transcend automatism and cultivate intentional living. Recognizing this pivotal point transforms potential into possibility, inspiring life directed by conscious decisions rather than blind conventions. Conscious choice becomes a beacon illuminating the path to personal empowerment. By deliberately selecting among myriad possibilities, we uncover latent power, diminishing external influences, and embarking on a journey toward deliberate living. In the tangled web of modern distractions, we encounter numerous diversions, fragmenting focus and draining energy. To wield mastery over our lives, we must conquer the cacophony of external noise, forging a tranquil path to the inner sanctuary. Reclaiming the mind requires detaching from distraction's alluring pull, imbuing us with the strength to silence outer clamor. Turning our focus inward, we find talents and truths within, inviting clarity, intention, and precision of thought, the cornerstones of genuine self-governance. Control, often perceived as elusive, emerges as attainable through mindful strategies and active engagement. Amidst the seeming chaos of unexamined thought lies an opportunity for reformation, a golden thread of control waiting to be grasped. By embracing imperfect progress and patience, we navigate the mind's complexities, transforming perceived limitations into malleable pathways for growth and understanding. Reclaiming agency is the ultimate testament to the self-sovereignty. By asserting control over our mental narrative, we exercise influence over our internal world, fostering a life lived on our own terms. Acknowledging self-capacity lays the foundation for this reclamation. Each deliberate choice affirms intrinsic control, rejecting external constraints. Through determination and discipline, we nurture a conscious relationship with our thoughts, claiming ownership of our mental direction. Observation holds the power to transform the internal landscape, fostering discernment between perception and reality. This art lies at the heart of self-governance, gently unraveling entangled thoughts with the flicker of awareness. Observation nurtures emotional equanimity, allowing for composure amidst emotional turbulence. By remaining curious rather than judgmental, perception and reality engage in a revealing dance, unveiling timeless truths. Understanding the self involves acknowledging the necessity of boundaries, intangible lines that demarcate one's personal realm. Strong mental boundaries safeguard the sanctity of self-reflection and nurture resilience. Within these consciously defined spaces, unprecedented personal understanding is uncovered. Gently enclosing ourselves fosters protection, providing a sanctuary for nurturing growth, a fertile landscape of intention where transformation and transcendence occur. Control is not mastery through force, but a delicate dance of balance and understanding. Aligning with the mind's rhythm fosters a harmonious relationship, where control manifests not as dominance, but as a symbiotic dance with restraint. This intricate balance requires dedication to mindful engagement, where surrender and discipline coexist. Through curiosity, we establish inner harmony, nurturing deeper wisdom. With gentleness and awareness, control ebbs and flows in concert with intention. Reflection serves as the catalyst for mental mastery, guiding the journey through introspection. In this realm, free from pretense and expectation, understanding emerges, steering growth through gentle inquiry. Reflection unveils internal landscapes, often obscured by haste or neglect. Patience, honesty, and humility transform these insights into a vibrant mosaic of awareness, liberating the mind from captivity and propelling it toward intentional growth. The mind harbors immense energy, a transformative reservoir waiting to be harnessed. Its power, when aligned with intention and discipline, serves as a catalyst for meaningful change. By directing thoughts from distractions to purpose, we channel mental reserves toward aspirational endeavors. Harnessed with clarity and coherence, the mind transforms from a battleground to a dynamic force, propelling potential forward. The interplay of emotions and thoughts forms a complex dynamic, a loop enriching our experiences. Unraveling this choreography demystifies reactive patterns, cultivating harmony between conscious thought and grounded emotion. This exquisite tango emerges through patience and understanding, evolving into a dialogue enriching growth. Harnessing the wisdom within emotions transforms limitations into liberating experiences. Achieving mental mastery is an exercise in equanimity, the art of maintaining a steady internal balance amidst life's complexities. This balanced state fosters self-awareness and growth. True equanimity unites mind and heart, combining clarity with compassion. Through persistent practice, presence is cultivated, allowing perception unclouded by excess or absence. Here, calmness reveals itself as a reservoir of possibility, inviting unwavering resolve and inner freedom. Our beliefs guide our navigation, acting as philosophical compasses directing our paths. Crafting personal philosophies provides a blueprint for action, translating consciousness into realizing ideals. This process merges reflection with intention, revealing inner constellations of values and dreams. Personal philosophies become guiding stars amidst turbulence, steering with stability and resolve. Clarity and patience are inherent virtues, nurturing expansive growth. Progressive development centers upon these twin allies, guiding self-exploration over reaction. Uniting these virtues cultivates a mindset transcending fleeting whims. Through their lens, awareness emerges as a vibrant tapestry, transformed by presence and action. Patience fosters deliberate grace, leading to expanded clarity and understanding. Compassion anchors the mind within the harbor of understanding, aligning values with actions. It fosters an empathetic perception, unraveling discord's threads with kindness. Cultivating compassion extends grace to lapses, transforming resentment into release. The mind, anchored in compassion, navigates life's waves with an open heart, revealing broader perspectives. The practice of letting go, often misunderstood as passive surrender, manifests as active liberation. It transforms fear of relinquishment into an embrace of clarity in the moment. Letting thoughts pass like clouds allows the self to evolve beyond need, illuminating possibilities within the mind. Here, joy and freedom arise from engaging life's transitory nature fully. Establishing an inner sanctuary requires mindful curation of a personal space. This reflective retreat offers solace amidst life's uncertainties, a sacred ground for contemplative thought. Crafting this sanctuary involves simple, authentic self-expression, fostering an environment for introspection. Through meditation and contemplation, it becomes a haven for self-awareness, guiding introspection. The transformative power of presence emerges in the quest for control. Within continuous presence, we awaken to life's essence, accepting each moment with gratitude and awareness. Presence nurtures intention, inspiring a shift where awareness shapes life's fabric. By eschewing distraction, we recalibrate the mind, infusing it with resilience. Transformation unfolds subtly, revealing the intricate essence of being. Symbols and rituals provide profound anchors, translating intentions into tangible practice. Engaging in personal rituals translates chaos into harmony. These practices are the markers guiding our journey, illuminating the path to expanded understanding. Each act becomes an expression of self-governance, fostering illuminated perception. In a world of uncertainties, resilience stands as a profound asset. Constructing mental realms of resistance aids in thriving amidst challenges, navigating life's undulating landscapes with grace. Crafting resilience encourages adapting adversity into renewal. Each challenge reframed as opportunity turns moments into mosaics of possibility, aligning aspiration with realization. In the mind's quiet recesses lies an infinite source, fostering understanding that transcends time. Illuminating this infinite potential anchors life in profound truth. Rediscovering this infinitude enhances flexibility and insight, inviting exploration past familiar confines. The journey toward mental mastery is an odyssey into self-discovery. This dance with introspection reveals our humanity's potential and fallibility. This pilgrimage transcends static insights, unveiling purpose and passion. Every encounter invites further exploration, challenging growth's commitment. Embracing the soul's path embodies dignity and divinity. Here, at the threshold of understanding, echoes a sacred symphony, a testament to conscious consultation's dance. This grand overture marks the progression from mind-wandering to directed exploration, forming a soulful narrative of intention, transformation, and transcendence. We emerge as participants in this eternal opera, creators of our narrative, bound by imagination's limits. The journey of transformation unfolds gracefully, carried on self-reflection's wave, igniting a light resonating within and beyond eternity. In the quiet chambers of the human soul, where thought and emotion dance in an endless waltz, the mind remains an enigmatic architect. It weaves a tapestry of perception and experience, shaping our understanding of the world. Yet, this intricate procession must be approached with care, for the mind serves as a lens and mirror, reflecting both the world's realities and the veils of its illusions. A vital transition occurs when we recognize that the mind should stand as a servant to our higher self, never assuming the role of master. The wisdom of ancient Stoics, these guardians of introspection and virtue, illustrates the potential pitfalls of allowing the mind to reign unbridled. When impulses and unchecked desires commandeer our faculties, we risk ensnaring ourselves in a web that obscures true freedom. Instead, we are called to a conscious shift in perspective, entrusting the mind with the role of a discerning ally, not an impulsive tyrant. Through this lens, we gaze upon the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, who champion the mind's capacity to cultivate virtues such as wisdom and courage. Within this exploration lies the heart of Stoic practice, a discipline that elevates reason over reflex, virtue over vice. One such practice is premeditatio malorum, a rehearsal of challenges that tempers the soul against future adversity. The Stoics embraced this mental prelude as armor, fortifying their resolve with an unwavering commitment to reason. By casting a reflective eye upon oneself in nightly journaling, they reinforced clarity and nurtured a mind that humbly served its steward. The Stoic method calls us to behold thoughts as tools, transient yet transformative. When we perceive thoughts as tyrants, they confine us to a prison of reactivity. But the mastery lies in approaching them with intentionality. This view, cherished by the Stoics, encourages mindful observation without attachment, staving off the torrents of emotional chaos that otherwise dictate our paths. In this, we find our thoughts malleable, open to growth and understanding. To achieve true self-mastery, one cultivates an inner authority that leads the mind toward constructive ends. This authority does not suppress, but nurtures a relationship with our thoughts, aligning them with core virtues. Through the gentle embrace of meditation and contemplation, we hone self-awareness and regulate the mind's inclinations, gradually shifting habitual patterns to reflect deeper truths. Yet today, amidst the cacophony of information and societal expectations, the mind battles relentless external pressures. Reclaiming it from these forces requires withdrawal into solitude, allowing us to disentangle our authentic voice from the echoes of collective norms. The Stoics teach that liberation arises from this internal realignment, granting space for wisdom to emerge unfettered by external dictation. Detachment, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, nurtures this freedom. It is not indifference, but an acceptance that true peace is not predicated on external outcomes. Through detachment, we find clarity, a distinction between the self and the conditions that surround it. The practice becomes an exercise of allowing the mind to function independently, steadfastly anchored to inner principles. In the Stoic tradition, virtue reigns as the highest good, harmonizing thought and action into an orchestra of moral clarity. When the mind aligns with this virtue, it manifests as both compass and candle, illuminating paths of integrity and justice. The synergy of virtuous thoughts and actions creates a cycle of wisdom, nourishing a life embedded with meaning and fulfillment. Stillness, the sanctuary where tumult fades into quietude, offers fertile ground for cultivating mental clarity. When the mind retreats into moments of silence, intuition unfurls its wings, guiding with insights that transcend the clamor of conscious thought. Here, the mind, unburdened by distraction, can discern the essential from the superfluous, aligning itself with its truest aspirations. Emotions, the vibrant landscape of the human experience, warrant engagement with intellectual curiosity. The Stoics view them as portals to understanding, not adversaries to vanquish. By probing the origins and motivations behind our emotional states, we unravel the beliefs and biases fueling them. This inquiry endows the mind with resilience, transforming emotions into guides that propel us towards balance. The mind, a prism shaping perception, colors our reality through beliefs and biases. By refining its lens, we unlock the potential to alter our reality constructively. This practice invites the scrutiny of assumptions, allowing adversities to become opportunities for growth. As the lens clears, the mind emerges as a tool for resilience and courage, a steward of harmonious experience. Our journey toward mastery often oscillates between lamenting the past and fearing the future, forsaking the present moment's sacredness. Through awareness anchored in the now, we transcend temporal confines, embodying a state brimming with potential. The present moment, championed by the Stoics, becomes our refuge, nurturing clarity and deliberate choice in shaping our experience. Self-talk, the language of our inner dialogue, wields significant power to uplift or undermine. Guided by Stoic ideals, we learn to cultivate words that foster encouragement and compassion. This mindful language reshapes the mental environment, instilling confidence and determination that reverberate through our interactions with the world. The concept of mental ownership emphasizes the profound truth. Our thoughts and responses remain under our domain. In taking ownership, we harness self-awareness, choosing narratives that resonate with our values. No longer a passive witness, the mind becomes a dynamic participant in crafting a purposeful existence. To disrupt automatic thought patterns, we must embrace mindfulness, gently interrupting inertia. By observing thoughts without judgment, we discern patterns hindering growth and redirect them towards virtue and rationality. This intervention engenders a transformative mindset where the mind consciously chooses its course, attuned to intentional living. Negative thinking threatens to shackle us in cycles of despair and doubt. Resisting this temptation, we redirect focus toward gratitude and optimism, fostering resilience and hope. This shift is not denial, but acknowledgement of impermanence, converting the mind into a reservoir of possibility. The mind's alchemical power transmutes thoughts into actions, bridging idea and reality. Stoicism reveres action motivated by reason and virtue, crafting a life of quality and intent. This alignment, born of deliberate cultivation, transforms aspirations into lived experiences, reflecting the values we hold dear. In thought training, self-compassion counters the potential for self-criticism, offering a gentler path to growth. By embracing imperfections and setbacks, we foster an environment where the mind learns without reproach. This atmosphere of acceptance nourishes resilience, unlocking the mind's potential to serve authentically. Intuition, an internal guide, beckons from the depths of consciousness, transcending rationality's confines. In nurturing this connection, we honor the whispers of knowing that steer the mind toward fulfillment and truth. Trusting intuition, we attune the mind to discern patterns and make decisions aligned with our soul's desires. Reconnecting with nature, we align with its wisdom and order, immersing the mind in a rhythm beyond human constructs. In nature's embrace, we find tranquility, shedding distractions to understand life's cyclical patterns. This reconnection rejuvenates the mind, mirroring nature's elegance and adaptability. Free thinking liberates the mind from constraints, fostering exploration and creativity. It allows us to generate novel ideas, question conventions, and innovate beyond the familiar. Embracing free thinking, the mind becomes a servant capable of crafting realities that encompass the breadth of human experience. Adversity, a crucible for resilience, tests the mind's strength and endurance. By embracing challenges with acceptance and perspective, we transform hardship into a testament of triumph. This alchemy of adversity bolsters us, proving the mind's role in transcending pain and mastering endurance. The integration of mind and body forms the bedrock of holistic mastery, where both realms unite in harmonious existence. This synergy elevates self-awareness, encouraging a dialogue where the body responds eagerly to the mind's journey. As the mind aligns with the body's rhythms, it channels energy toward health and balance. Mental maturity arises when the mind's operations resonate with wisdom and compassion, navigating life's complexities with composure. This journey towards maturity refines the mind, transcending ego and societal conditioning to embrace authentic expression. An aligned mind, guided by inner truth, shapes relationships and experiences reflective of our inner growth. The alignment of thoughts with purpose transforms the mind into a beacon of influence, extending beyond individual action to the collective. By harmonizing thought with integrity, the mind inspires, encouraging unity and harmony across human connection. This attunement underscores the mind's potential to influence, radiating its purpose into the broader cosmos. Ultimately, the journey of mastering the mind leads to uncovering the true master within, a consciousness observing mental fluctuations unbound by identification. The Stoic quest encourages this unveiling, emphasizing that true mastery lies not in control, but in discovering the inherent wisdom guiding us beyond thought. Embrace this journey with love, transcending the mind's confines to reveal the richer tapestry of life. In the vast expanse of the mind, thoughts drift like whispers in the wind, transient and elusive, molding our perception of reality. These thoughts, akin to clouds crossing the sky, rearrange into patterns that capture our attention, yet they remain mere shadows, creations of the mind without inherent authority. The ancient Stoics, discerning the nature of thoughts, understood their fleeting essence. recognizing that not every thought warrants belief. By learning to observe thoughts without attachment, we liberate ourselves from their binding nature, allowing our soul to remain uncolored by these transient mental events. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king of Stoicism, wisely remarked that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. However, we are not obligated to accept all thoughts as definitive truths. Cultivating mindfulness enables us to choose which thoughts shape our existence, creating a distance from them and fostering a steady inner peace that transcends their momentary fluctuations. Within the silence of contemplation, the mind often mistakes clarity for truth, craving the illusion of certainty. Yet, like a mirage, these thoughts can dissolve upon closer scrutiny. Existentialists remind us to embrace ambiguity rather than surrender to the false security of rigid beliefs. Friedrich Nietzsche's radical challenge to absolutes invites us to view thoughts not as anchors, but as stepping stones toward deeper understanding. By peeling back layers of mental constructs, we find wisdom in uncertainty, embracing life's complexities with grace. This approach allows us to transcend dogma, cultivating a mind that navigates the world with resilience and flexibility. In adopting the observer's perspective, we step back to view our thoughts with awareness, free from immediate reaction. This is not detachment or indifference, but an acceptance of the mind's workings from a distance. By discerning what is mentally fabricated from what aligns with our deeper truths, we foster emotional resilience. This practice invites us to sit with discomfort without becoming consumed by it. As Epictetus teaches, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our interpretations of them. Being an observer allows us to see thoughts as interpretations shaped by past experiences and emotions, granting us mastery over our reactions and freeing us from mental traps. Non-attachment becomes the gentle art of letting go without abandoning care. It involves understanding the transient nature of our thoughts while engaging compassionately with ourselves. To be non-attached is not to be emotionless, but to hold thoughts lightly, free from their anchoring to fear or falsehoods. In this space, aligned with Zen teachings, we explore our thoughts openly, learning from them without allowing them to define us. Cognitive distortions are mental filters that color our perception, often leading us astray. Overgeneralizations or catastrophic thinking distort our understanding of reality. By identifying these distortions, we reclaim our mental space, transforming our perceptions of challenges. Modern psychology, resonating with Stoic philosophy, encourages examining and reframing these patterns. Recognizing distortions empowers us to choose responses over reactive tendencies, relieving psychological suffering and strengthening our capacity for rational thought. Inquiry becomes the tool that cuts through the fabric of assumptions, revealing deeper truths. Engaging in inquiry, much like Socrates did through dialectic dialogue, fosters a dialogue with our own thoughts, questioning their origins, motives, and truth. A mind that questions its thoughts opens the door to growth, challenging mental patterns and discovering wisdom in the unknown. Detachment, far from being disinterest, is liberation, freeing the mind from compulsive thought. By perceiving thoughts objectively, without judgment or resistance, we nurture inner freedom. This balance between engagement and independence turns the mind into a sanctuary rather than a battlefield. Detachment, as taught in Buddhism, allows engagement with challenges without overwhelming emotional responses, providing a vantage point from which thoughts become dynamic and malleable. Mindfulness, the art of present awareness, involves observing thoughts without judgment, inviting us to join the rhythmic dance of the moment with intimate awareness. Practicing mindfulness aligns with the Stoic ethos of presence, freeing us from anxieties and regrets. As Seneca wisely urged, time is a flowing river, and we are urged to stay present within it, acknowledging the passage of thoughts without getting pulled into their current. The inner critic, a voice echoing unhealed doubts, must be challenged and transformed. By listening to this critic, we gain insights into aspects of ourselves longing for healing. Compassionate inquiry and confrontation reveal the critic's motivations, transforming its harsh lessons into paths for self-acceptance. Carl Jung suggested discovering untapped potential by integrating the unconscious, transforming the critic into a teacher of resilience amidst perceived imperfections. Like the tide, emotions rise and fall, presenting narratives that wash upon our consciousness. Embracing their fluidity allows them to move through us without resistance, nurturing adaptability and resilience. Emotions, observed without identification, become fleeting responses, freeing us from judgment and offering clarity in navigating life's challenges. Understanding the paradox of control reveals that true control arises from accepting what lies beyond our reach. This Stoic principle teaches us to focus on internal character, not external outcomes, channeling energy into what we can command. Embracing this paradox nurtures tranquility and encourages participation in life without the burden of impossible expectations. Curiosity, the gateway to understanding, transforms the inert mind into one seeking truth. By embracing curiosity, we engage thoughts exploratively, prompting inquiry and discovery. Goethe pointed out the importance of questioning, and when met with curiosity, thoughts become stepping stones to wisdom, inviting us to venture into uncharted territories of the mind with wonder. Metaphors, as bridges between the abstract and tangible, make thought complexities more approachable. Imagining the mind as a garden suggests nurturing thoughts with care, pruning away what stifles growth. Analogies like the mind being a river emphasize the fluidity of thoughts, guiding us through introspection and creativity as we navigate the mind's intricate garden. By transforming fear into understanding, we demystify its grip. Fear, an unexamined belief, reveals vulnerability when unpacked. Buddhist mindfulness emphasizes conscious awareness and acceptance to transform fear into understanding. Recognizing fear as a guide fosters introspection and growth, transforming uncertainty into purposeful action and empathy. Thoughts, as vibrant energies, possess the power to shape reality. Recognizing this energetic nature elevates our perception from content to intention, aligning us with purpose. Thoughts, whether uplifting or draining, sculpt our experiences, and clarity of intention guides them toward joy and constructive engagement, recognizing them as forces in life's dance. In reflection, we find clarity as thoughts unfold gently without haste. Reflection, akin to the Stoic evening practice of examining thoughts, invites insight without judgment, offering space for genuine growth. This sacred dialogue blooms wisdom through understanding, aligning actions with convictions, transforming mental noise into coherent wisdom. The interplay of thoughts and emotions is a dance of mutual influence, shaping perceptions. By examining this interplay, we uncover emotional navigation, balancing thoughts with heart. Philosophies from Stoicism and Buddhism emphasize mindful examination of this bond, transforming emotional experiences from reaction to reflection. enhancing emotional intelligence and freedom. Patience, transcending immediate gratification, honors time as a teacher. It invites introspection, gracing us with understanding and insight. Practicing patience aligns with Eastern philosophy's value of waiting without expectation, allowing thoughts and ideas to flourish naturally in their own time. In this flow, patience nurtures life's rhythm, fostering serenity and truth's emergence. Thoughts have trajectories that guide reflection and action. By tracing these routes, we gain foresight to predict their impact, reclaiming power over choice. Philosophical traditions explore this comprehension, recognizing patterns that empower faith and self-awareness. This insight enriches understanding, illuminating transformative paths and empowering engagement with life's complexities. Letting go, an active embrace of impermanence, frees us from clinging to biases and preconceived notions. It encourages an expansive mind, open to the present moment. Aligning with teachings from Buddhism and Stoicism, letting go becomes inner liberation, forging authentic connections and inviting fluid adaptability and renewal. Self-acceptance enlightens mental processes, blending examination with kindness. This interplay nurtures personal growth amidst imperfection, balancing critique with validation. By fostering abundant self-awareness, we appreciate our humanity and revise biased patterns, reinforcing growth without eroding self-worth. Recognizing thought as a journey toward wisdom, we embark on a voyage rich with discovery. Engaging mindfully with thoughts ensures each experience deepens wisdom, guiding understanding and fulfillment. Inspired by philosophical traditions, this quest invites learning, harnessing thoughts for growth and reflection, and shaping a conscious journey of exploration. In silence, thought finds clarity without noise, an echo of revelation. Silence, revered in philosophy, grants thoughts room to evolve and fosters deep listening for wisdom. This stillness becomes a sanctuary, offering peace where thoughts illuminate insight and fortify understanding. Purpose aligns thoughts with values, weaving intention into action. It serves as a compass, creating coherence in our narrative. Aligning thoughts with purpose reveals clarity amid challenges, ensuring that each thought catalyzes intention toward meaning. Seen through an eternal lens, thoughts weave a tapestry across existence, echoing wisdom and evolving with personal journeys. Perceiving them as echoes transcends time, connecting us with shared humanity and ancient teachings. Through these echoes, we craft consciousness that embodies transformation, turning fleeting moments into timeless inspiration, painting the essence of our interconnected eternity. In the sprawling landscape of our consciousness, automatic thoughts often operate like silent guides, gently steering us along familiar paths. These unseen patterns run quietly, yet profoundly shape our behaviors and emotions, forming loops that bind us without our explicit consent. In their silent and consistent influence, they can at times become invisible handcuffs to our freedom. Much like ancient wisdom suggests, we must lift the veil that shrouds these automatic processes. Arousing the dormant mindfulness within us is the first step toward unfurling the wings of mental freedom, reminding us that these seemingly predetermined scripts are not immutable. They are malleable. The automation of thought has been a survival mechanism, conserving energy and enhancing cognitive efficiency. But it can quietly morph into a silent tyrant if left unchecked, compelling us to react rather than reflect. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus have long warned us about the perils of such unchecked automaticity, urging us instead to live with intention. By becoming observant sentinels of our inner landscapes, we start to pause, reflect, and redirect. Our consciousness evolves from passive receivers to active authors of our mental narratives, crafting a more intentional and deliberate existence. At the heart of automatic thinking lies a fascinating construct known as the habit loop. Comprised of a cue, a routine, and a reward, it propels us into familiar behaviors without conscious input. Understanding this structure becomes indispensable in our quest for liberation. Recognizing the cues that catalyze automatic responses is akin to discovering hidden levers controlling our behavior, providing us the opportunity to inject mindfulness into the process. Breaking free from this ceaseless cycle requires more than awareness. It necessitates a strategic interruption. The Stoics taught us to reflect rationally on our routines, to let reason dismantle compulsive behaviors. By altering the elements of this loop, tweaking the cue, revising the routine, or redefining the reward, we can carve new mental pathways. This conscious transformation liberates us from our invisible prisons, encouraging a life where habits become allies rather than constraints. Awareness arises as the radiant force of transformation. It illuminates the shadowy corners of automatic thinking, revealing the understructures that bind our minds. With mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts without judgment. In the light of such awareness, concealed patterns are revealed, inviting not only cognitive clarity, but also emotional insight, bridging thought to emotion and emotion to action. Generations of wise philosophers and spiritual teachers have extolled self-awareness as akin to a lantern in the mind's dark corridors. Stepping back from our thoughts allows us to question rather than be swept away by them. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the happiness of our lives is contingent on our thoughts' quality, a quality illuminated by awareness's gentle light. Pausing is an art of carving space between stimulus and response, turning automatic reactions into thoughtful choices. In an era obsessed with immediacy, the pause becomes sacred, offering reflection in chaos. It is a defiance against haste, a deliberate assertion of control where the mind resists automation's pull and embraces reflective silence. Marcus Aurelius considered pausing as the space where virtue thrives, pivotal in interrupting the automatic. Through the disciplined act of pausing, autonomy is regained, aligning actions with values, fostering not impulsive, but virtuous responses. Within these pauses, reactions transform into artful responses that echo our intentions deeply rooted in contemplation. Detached observation forms a pillar of mindful practice, enabling us to witness thoughts and emotions as ever-passing clouds across the vast sky of the mind. This stance liberates us from getting entangled in our mental processes, reinforcing the necessary distance between the observer and the observed. Stoicism, akin to Buddhism, urges recognition of thoughts as transient rather than immutable truths. This cultivated detachment fuels inner stability, allowing us to navigate life with equanimity. As observers, we become the calm center amidst turbulent storms, watching the rise and fall of thoughts without losing ourselves in their currents. Recognizing thought patterns is essential to mastering the mind. Once acknowledged, these patterns unveil the framework of our psychology, highlighting transformation areas ripe for change. Stoic wisdom advocates for relentless self-inquiry, examining habits objectively to trace roots of automatic thought back to their source beliefs. This process requires a commitment to introspection, confronting narratives that shape our lives head-on. Mapping consciousness gives us leverage to navigate more effectively and disrupt patterns incongruent with our higher aspirations. With understanding comes mastery, unlocking doors to growth and transformation. Triggers, both external and internal, often activate automatic thinking. By redefining these, we strip their controlling power, transforming them from vulnerabilities into growing opportunities. The Stoics emphasized conscious reinterpretation, encouraging rational inquiry into triggers to understand their origins and effects. When triggers are seen as mere events rather than detonators of emotion, we regain choice in our responses, fostering resilience. This conscious reframing guards us against external influences, cultivating inner strength where challenges become possibilities for deeper understanding and freedom. Transitioning from reaction to response is pivotal towards mental freedom. Reactions occur spontaneously, often devoid of reflection. Responses, in contrast, are deliberate and discerning, shaped with intent. Stoic teachings root this distinction in self-control, cultivated through conscious introspection. Initiative is the bridge between impulse and thoughtful action. Engaging with thoughts proactively allows us to mold them aligned with values and aspirations. This sense of ownership strengthens self-governance, responding to life's tumult with grace, embodying a mind at peace. Mindful interruption demands deliberate engagement, seizing control from autopiloted patterns. Through stillness within thought streams, we disrupt automaticity's momentum, offering clarity, a fertile ground to emerge. This interruption is not an intrusion, but a declaration of awareness, an intent to observe rather than blindly follow. As presence is cultivated, recognizing and pausing within automatic thoughts, clarity blossoms. Here lies the freedom to realign our mental compass toward paths resonating with intention and purpose. Mindful interruption allows us to reclaim thought narratives, forging consciousness into an ally on our journey of growth. Curiosity becomes a transformative force, challenging automatic thinking's status quo. Approaching thoughts with inquiry and openness sparks a virtuosity within consciousness, transcending habitual assumptions into innovation. Much like explorers and philosophers, curiosity unlocks mental freedom, promoting constant growth and exploration. In the pursuit of wisdom, curiosity becomes vital. Questions act as catalysts for deeper insight, cultivating a dynamic environment adaptable to change. This mindset invites novelty into automaticity, letting the mind's familiar terrains blossom with possibilities. Cultivating curiosity dismantles rigidity, embracing transformation with a radical openness to the unknown. Language shapes perceptions, influencing thoughts profoundly. Reframing narratives through mindful language use can dismantle automatic thinking's scaffold, shifting focus from limitations to exploration. Altering inner dialogue drives substantial self-perception changes, transforming barriers into bridges of understanding. The intricate connection between language and thought informs much of Stoic philosophy, advocating for thoughtful, precise communication. Language reflecting our deepest values strengthens empowering narratives, catalyzing resilience, growth, and purpose. As language refines, so too do our minds, guiding toward mental liberation. Emotions are formidable triggers, often initiating automatic thought patterns leading to reactive behaviors. By understanding these emotional triggers and their mental echoes, we find a roadmap to foster emotional resilience. Through self-awareness, the interplay between emotions and thoughts untangles automaticity's web, examining emotional triggers with curiosity and compassion unveils psyche layers, revealing underlying beliefs shaping responses. This empowerment allows addressing emotional reactivity's root causes, transforming vulnerabilities into growth opportunities. Cultivating emotional awareness enables intentionality in responses, embracing change with composure. Reflective rituals coach awareness into the present, anchoring interruption of automatic thinking. Be it meditation, journaling, or mindful breathing, these grounding practices foster introspection and clarity. By dedicating time to reflection, we strengthen awareness muscles, enhancing thought observation to respond with intention. The Stoics prescribed reflection rituals to nurture virtue and wisdom. Through engagement in these practices, mental space for questioning and exploration is created, inviting us to transcend automaticity into consciousness. Reflection aligns actions with values, crafting a purpose-driven life. Conscious engagement with the mind transforms passive thought into intentional action. In this awareness dance, we actively guide thoughts to reflect true selves, crafting a mental freedom tapestry characterized by resilience, creativity, and growth. Engagement is synonymous with cultivating virtue in Stoic teachings. By involving ourselves consciously, we sculpt lives with precision and care, transitioning from automatism to deliberate creation. Each moment becomes an opportunity for thoughtful reflection, where mind and action converge harmoniously. Self-compassion is transformative in interrupting automatic patterns, inviting kindness into change. Approaching the mind with compassion creates a safe space for transformation, free of judgment. This nurturing resilience encourages exploration of thoughts and behaviors, embracing imperfection as a path to growth. The cultivation of compassion aligns with Stoic virtues, appreciating understanding's role in personal growth. By incorporating self-compassion in exploring automaticity, harsh scrutiny softens, empowering transformation through understanding. With self-compassion present, the mind finds solace, nurturing the courage needed for liberation. Mindful breathing anchors patterns interruption, focusing attention on the present where habitual thoughts lose grip. This calm awareness permeates mind and body, allowing observation without attachment or judgment. The harmonious blend of mindful breathing and Stoicism harmonizes mind and body, engaging practice for dissolving automatic's chains. This empowers thought pattern interruption, fostering tranquil clarity that nurtures growth. Breath anchors invite conscious involvement, carving a path to freedom. Silence holds timeless wisdom, inviting mind clarity. In its embrace, automatic thinking's noise dissipates, offering a peaceful canvas for contemplation. Silence becomes fertile ground for unveiling and examining thought patterns, allowing wisdom to emerge unshackled. The Stoics revered silence for its introspective potential and wisdom cultivation. By embracing silence in life, opportunity for introspection amplifies, creating clarity pathways. Silence fosters receptiveness to insight, transforming automatic patterns into transformative possibilities. Deliberate practice strengthens mind resilience, disrupting automatic patterns. This conscious repetition of mindful behaviors enhances thought observation and choice-making skills. Through this commitment, mental environments thrive, promoting clarity and intention reign over automatism. The power of practice in Stoic teachings relates to character and virtue development. Deliberate mental exercises enhance awareness, reflection, and response skills. This reinforces confidence in thought navigation, turning life's obstacles into growth opportunities. Deliberate practice cultivates unwavering resilience, championing the pursuit of mental freedom. Visualization rewrites mental scripts, reshaping automatic patterns toward empowerment and possibility. Through imagination, vivid landscapes mirroring our values are formed, transforming thought limitations into growth visions. The alignment of visualization with Stoic principles emphasizes mind's reality-shaping ability. Imagining desired outcomes embeds transformative narratives in consciousness, aligning new mental directions. Visualization builds bridges to novel cognition, unveiling creativity and innovation. In the murals of consciousness, visualization emerges as a restructuring force. Gratitude is transformative, altering automatic mindsets to appreciation. Cultivating gratitude elevates present awareness, nurturing consciousness attuned to abundance and potential. It dismantles automatism, inviting recognition and celebration of beauty in life's journey. The virtue of gratitude, crucial to Stoics, lifts the mind from negative automaticity's binds. By ingraining gratitude into life, perspectives ascend beyond habitual constraints, fostering connection. Shifting mindset from scarcity to intent invites abundance. Mapping the mind traces thought currents, revealing influence patterns in behavior and perception. Insight into consciousness architecture steers us from automation to awareness, empowering effective mental navigation. Philosophers like the Stoics understood self-examination's growth potential. Mind mapping enhances awareness of shaping narratives, dismantling patterns obstructing aspirations. This exploration transforms the mind into a landscape viable for innovation. Potential transformation unlocks pathways to intentional intellect. Integrating knowledge into conscious practice evokes change symphonies, transforming patterns into harmony expressions. Through seamless awareness embodiment, thoughts and actions align authentically. Insights transition into palpable growth. Practicing wisdom in Stoic tenets requires insights practice integration. Here, lessons bridge thought and action, refining life authenticity. Insights illuminate pathways from automatic reaction to engagement's melodies of intention, setting minds free. The inward journey explores consciousness's depths, revealing thought and belief currents. This introspection invites narrative reflection, disentangling definitive patterns binding perception and behavior. Within lies transformation potential, igniting self-discovery and growth quests. Inner reflection, the Stoics posited, offers transcendence. Consciousness exploration illuminates depths, unraveling automaticity's threads. This is a liberation voyage where possibility canvases unfold unbounded by habits. Awareness alchemy transmutes thoughts into golden insights, refining raw automatic patterns into growth conduits. By understanding limiting beliefs and expanding perspectives, empowerment resonates, reshaping conscious landscapes into freedom. Awareness's transformative capacity, a central tenet of Stoic virtue cultivation, purifies the mind. Automaticity dissolves, revealing insight-rich gold. This liberates the mind from habitual bonds, crafting intentional living narratives. Transformation celebration honors the dance of change, an evolution from automation to engaging intent. Recognizing journey trials and triumphs affirms awareness's power, inviting gratitude consciousness. The perseverance virtue, key for Stoics, views this transformation as strength. Transformation is celebrated by honoring discovery journeys, moving from automaticity to intentional realms, where change vibrates through dance dynamics. Here lies mental liberation, an embrace of transformative journey potential. In the vast realm of the mind, focus stands as a beacon, both a tool of creation and a harbinger of destruction. It is a bridge that either illuminates paths with clarity or misguides into depths of obscurity. When aligned with a purpose, focus sharpens our perceptions, igniting the flames of progress and innovation. Like a solitary candle flickering against the dark, a clear mind dispels the shadows of uncertainty, reconciling us with the vastness of existence. Our journey begins with the dual nature of focus, revealing how it can be the fire that fuels our inner light or the fog that obscures our vision. Yet focus can betray us when neglected or misdirected, transforming into a thick fog that binds us in confusion. It weaves labyrinths of indecision, conjures anxiety, and obscures understanding. The ancient Stoics, wise in their insight, spoke of the necessity to master focus. They emphasized its role in distinguishing what is within our control from what lies beyond. Here, we delve into ancient teachings, illustrating how uncontrolled focus contributes to mental haze and how true empowerment emerges from discerning what to illuminate and what to leave in the shadows. Within the silence of our minds lies an immense power, offering profound reflection. Silence mirrors the nature of our habitual thoughts and hidden emotions, inviting us to listen deeply. This quietude unearths deeper truths, teaching us to embrace solitude as a fertile ground for insight and wisdom. In stillness, the mind hones itself on the whetstone of contemplation, sharpening awareness that is free from the cacophony of the outside world. Silence is not emptiness. It is fullness disguised, a stage where the whispers of intuition speak loudly. By integrating silence into daily life, we cultivate a mental space both serene and resilient. Silence fortifies against chaotic thoughts, converting uncertainty into opportunities for introspection. Through meditative silence, deliberate pauses grant clarity and pave the path toward discipline. Embracing silence, we find moments of respite that instill peace and concentration, transforming our perspective to one of sober awareness and tranquil absorption. Solitude is a sanctuary, precious and rare, offering moments to disentangle the mind from external influence. In solitude, we sip slowly from the cup of clarity, deeply reflecting on our experiences, desires, and beliefs. As nourishment for the soul, solitude realigns and reaffirms personal truths and aspirations. It is not loneliness, but a haven for self-discovery and intention. The wise throughout ages have revered solitude, recognizing its essence as a retreat for growth rather than isolation. Stories of sages and philosophers reveal solitude as a perplexing yet essential journey toward purpose. In solitude, masks fall away and pretense dissolves, revealing our truest intentions. Through these narratives, we learn to embrace aloneness, acknowledging its role in unearthing profound insights. Alone, the fog of confusion retreats, allowing the flame of understanding to burn brighter and steadfast, guiding us with an untarnished light. Reflecting with discipline reveals the dance of thoughts, enabling us to understand and direct them. It allows us to witness and appreciate the currents of consciousness coursing through us. Disciplined reflection is a practice in revisiting experiences with an open heart, discerning lessons from the clamor of noise. Inspired by Stoics and philosophers, structured reflection fosters an appreciation for the intricate patterns composing our consciousness. Regular reflection is a ritual of great power, training the mind to become both critic and caregiver of thought. This practice does not judge, but instead embraces the wisdom accrued over time. Through actionable strategies, reflection becomes a source of insight and clarity, offering maps for decision-making when paths become obscured. With honed attention, reflection transforms focus into a nourishing wellspring, illuminating the way forward with a glowing awareness. The breath, ancient and integral, forms a bridge connecting the mind and body, opening the gateway to the present. Deliberately harnessing our breath calls us back into the present moment where clarity resides. Each breath inhaled is a reminder of life's fleeting fragility. Its exhalation, a release of thought patterns that may cloud the mind. Breath control, as taught by spiritual traditions, serves as a centering tool amidst internal turbulence. Breath bridges the conscious with the subconscious, grounding us whenever chaos trails at our heels. Through regular breathwork practices, resilience is nurtured, transforming stress into opportunity for mindfulness. Taking cues from traditions such as Buddhism and yoga, breathing practices invite serenity into our experiences. They hold the promise of a mind attuned and alive, unburdened by distraction, ready to traverse the pathways of clarity and purpose. Journaling finds itself at the heart of reflection, crafting an intimate fireside within the mind where thoughts beckon to reveal themselves openly. Writing serves as an act of transformation, rendering abstract thought into form, lending substance to musing and emotion. Inspired by ancient Stoic practices, journaling clears mental noise and sharpens focus on what truly matters. The act of writing dissects life's intricacies, laying bare emotions and ideas contorted by complexity. Journaling is a deliberate exercise in focus, fusing gratitude, self-reflection, and creativity into a single flowing narrative. As thoughts find clarity through paper, mental fog gives way, clearing channels for vision, as the flame of insight kindles brightly in the mind's hearth. Visualization, a meditative practice, sculpts the unseen into vibrant inner landscapes, giving form to thought in extraordinary brilliance. Within visualization's embrace, chaos finds calm, intention finds purpose. We are invited to craft lush gardens in the soul, to deep dive into the canvas painted by our imagination. As these landscapes take shape, they guide us through the blurred intersections of uncertainty toward clarity. Inspired by spiritual and psychological traditions alike, as we practice visualization, inner landscapes take root, mirroring our desires and intents. Here, hopes crystallize into meaningful expression, built on the firm foundation of intuition and reflection. With commitment and practice, these vivid landscapes grow within, providing refuge and a beacon of clarity amid life's unpredictable nature. Movement, translating beyond the physical, fosters an eloquent dialogue between the body and mind. Through the rhythm of disciplines, such as yoga or tai chi, we find a sense of synchronicity, focusing the mind in alignment with the body's natural flow. A meditation in motion. Every movement, a heartbeat of presence, conceals wisdom that grounds us in the vibrant reality of now. Tension melts away as we engage body and soul in harmonious relation, feeding the flame of clarity with vibrant awareness. Movement's inclusion into our days fosters presence and concentration, freeing us from the fog and drawing us back to the joyful essence of being. In a world brimming with distractions, selective attention becomes art, an act of discerning what truly enriches the soul from the inconsequential. The craft of selective attention demands that we, as curators of our experiences, align focus toward what truly empowers and nourishes us. By cultivating such skill, we refine priorities, unlocking reservoirs of potential growth. Guided by psychologies modern and beliefs ancient, we learn to hone our selective attention. It carves understanding and sensation, guiding the flame of clarity through the fog, nurturing our deepest ideals with profound wisdom. Choices design the architecture of our lives, granting them their framework and structure. Mindful choice architecture shapes and alters the framework for wise decision-making. By engaging in deep awareness, we become architects of intention, ensuring decisions reflect clarity and vision. Drawing from Stoicism, existentialism, and psychological insights, mindful choice guides our hand in constructing life's architecture. It allows us to craft with intention and stability, breaking free from ambiguity and sustaining purpose. As each mindful decision feeds the flame, our paths are illuminated by volition and clarity, guided by reflective choice. Embracing uncertainty need not entail chaos, but rather sees potential within its paradox. It is a crucible where clarity finds its form and fears find transformation. Flowing with uncertainty, a resilient mind gleans not peril but possibility. In accepting the paradox of uncertainty, the richness of experience unfolds, seeding growth within varied terrains. Inspired by Zen and existential philosophies, we engage practices to embrace the unknown with grace, transforming vulnerability into opportunity. In feeding the flame of acceptance, fog lifts, uncovering paths illuminated by clarity and comprehension. Emotional alchemy embraces the process of transforming unclear emotions into luminous understanding. By nurturing compassion toward whatever emerges, mental alchemy refines confusion, turning it into clarity. Guided by psychological theory and ancient wisdom, emotional regulation transforms shadows into light. Emotional authenticity embraces transitory feelings as teachers, offering insight. Through self-compassion and shaped inquiry, emotional patterns unravel to grant expansion, turning attachment into growth. As emotional mastery ensues, the perspective's clear, unveiling the possibilities of personal evolution and calm. Authentic listening fosters harmonious dialogue, ushering us into clear understanding, free of distraction or judgment. With intent and openness, we nurture empathy, charting paths of clear comprehension and connection. Guided by the teachings of ancient and modern wisdom, genuine listening dissolves fog, unifies discourse, and fosters clarity. In this space, our attentiveness nurtures presence, a flame illuminating purpose and leading us toward clearer paths in dialogue with ourselves and others. Interconnectedness reveals the beautiful complexity that connects all of existence, a web of interrelations that dispels isolation's fog, nurturing unity. The philosophy and spirituality of interconnectedness uncover clear perspectives and unity amid diversity. Appreciating our place within this web nurtures purpose, seeding fulfillment. From Buddhist teachings to ecological insights, our interconnected status enriches our mission to engage in community, empathy, and ecologically mindful action. Acknowledging this woven tapestry dispels illusions, letting communal clarity illuminate shared paths. Within life's storm lies a still point, a serene eye where chaos fades and priorities refresh. By embracing rest and reflection, we find personal still points, fostering calm and clarity. Through contemplative traditions and mindfulness, depth unfolds around these pockets of calm, offering renewal. By accessing the still point sanctuary, the mind's flame rekindles, providing insights that illuminate the way forward with serenity and refined purpose. Purpose is the guiding light drawing us through life's trials and triumphs. It sustains clarity and commitment, channeling focus into meaningful pursuits. Purpose anchors the mind, transcending the ephemeral allure of external validation. Framing purpose through existential and spiritual perspectives, it aligns daily actions with aspirations, maintaining deep motivation. By fanning purpose's flame, ambiguity fades, guiding us confidently toward a life imbued with energy, clarity, and sacred intent. Creativity bridges conscious and subconscious, unraveling profound insight through inspired thought. Harmonizing these mental realms fosters synchronicity and innovation. By engaging subconscious insight through dynamic expressions, our creativity blossoms. Practices from psychology and spirituality nurture environments for creative synchrony, revealing clarity and creativity. Consciously aligning with intuition, creativity provides sanctuary and purpose, blazing brightly across landscapes of potential. In the silent theater of the mind, emotion often occupies the spotlight. Yet, it is the whisper of thought that initiates this grand play. Before fear announces itself, a subtle thought engages the emotion, linking the mind's storytelling to ancient truths found in Stoicism and Buddhism. Here, the profound bond between thought and emotion emerges as a guiding force. Recognizing this relationship is the keystone to mastery, prompting the mind to pause, to observe, and to intercept the thoughts before they erupt into emotional upheaval that overpowers control. Imagine thoughts as clouds drifting across the sky. They are transient and harmless unless you attach undue significance to them. The mind holds the power of interpretation, crafting the narratives of what thoughts mean. This power encourages a shift in perspective. It invites one to see thoughts as fleeting rather than factual. Such recognition can tame emotional disruption, preventing it from seeping into our decisions and actions. Through this lens, interpretation seeps with opportunity, where you may either liberate or confine yourself. In this, interpretation transforms from a passive reception to an active engagement, one where reality is filtered wisely through a lens you choose deliberately. The creative force of the mind becomes evident as interpretation molds simple thoughts into profound emotional experiences. Stoicism ardently reminds us, it is not external events, but rather our view of them that shapes the soul. In understanding this, one can transform relationships, decision-making, and self-appreciation. This alignment offers a dual chance to consciously direct experiences and craft a life adorned with emotional clarity rather than whims. It invites a reconciliation where interpretation shifts from impetuous impulses to intentional choices, permitting the emotional realm to flourish not as chaotic, but as a space for calm exploration. Unchecked, thoughts can be the pebbles that disrupt the still waters of inner peace, their ripples intensifying unconsciously throughout one's existence. The key to peace lies not in resisting thoughts, but in mastering the response when they surface. Emotional chaos festers when the mind heedlessly accepts the role of both pebble and pond, failing to distinguish itself from the initial impulse. Thus, reflection and conscious awareness emerge as vital. Here, the mind thrives as an ever-observing presence rather than a participating actor, untangling itself from unnecessary distress. Mindfulness and reflection neutralize stormy emotions, underscoring a transformative practice that defends peace amidst chaos. Peace, in turn, becomes the constant current beneath life's tempests. Emotional intelligence flourishes when you recognize the origins of emotion in thought. Insights into this genesis nurture profound understanding of oneself and of others, thus enriching compassion and patience in human interaction. Emotional intelligence unfolds by observing without judgment and responding with wise consideration, inviting contemplation of conditioned responses and interpretations. Through this refinement, emotions no longer dictate destiny, but become respected messengers within the journey. Substantial mastery involves transcending fear by regulating the subconscious whispers of doubt. Mastery of thought births mastery over fear, understanding it as an exaggeration spun by unruly thoughts. This recognition empowers the self with courage to face fear, not with the absence of it, but with control over the thoughts that accompany it. Fear transpires from obstructive walls into mindful mirrors, reflecting areas of latent growth and understanding. Embracing fear with curiosity rather than avoidance transforms its boundaries, expanding comfort zones and remodeling courage as an avenue of self-expansion. Within the mind whisper unseen adversaries, imagined detriments, perceived judgments, invisible critics. Clarity emerges in learning to distinguish these phantoms and neutralize their folly, opening the gateway to genuine self-acceptance and peace. Awareness breaks down illusions of internal foes, transforming perceptions into opportunities for understanding instead of conflict. Internal harmony replaces divisiveness. Cognition reframed clarifies inner strife, hinting exploration over resistance. True resilience takes root not merely from strength, but primarily through thoughtful awareness. It stems from discerning between ephemeral thoughts and enduring truths. By nurturing mindful observation, the mind weathers emotional gales, sailing gracefully across emotional landscapes. Resilience solidifies through awareness, cultivating a wellspring of innovation and creativity. It allows exploration wrapped in courage and curiosity, kindling dialogue that honors the instincts fueled by intellect. In the alchemy of thought, transformation of burdens into enlightenment is no magician's art, but a testament to intentionality. Through awareness and patience, habitual negativity transmutes into introspection, revealing insight within trials. Thoughts undergo a transformation, changing habitual negativity into opportunities for introspection, leading to insight that proclaims true wealth arises from inner harmony and clarity. Silence emerges as the companion of thought control, with meditation and solitude creating canvases where symphonies of thought are composed into wisdom and tranquility. Silent spaces allow thoughts to slow, their urgency subsiding into whispers of peaceful narratives. This encourages calm, an embrace of simplicity's wisdom. Here, thoughts move without turmoil, resembling a story of comprehension and acceptance. Such transformation begins with choosing to be a loving observer, transforming mind into a self-discovery ally. Compassionate self-observation fosters thought acceptance, not as facts, but as narratives and facets to explore. Through this frame of mind, compassion remedies internal conflict, guiding you through emotional turbulence into an understanding of transformation. Breath, the essence of life, anchors the mind amidst turbulence. Each breath nuances a moment of calmness, affirming the mind's allegiance to the present. Through breath control, thoughts consolidate into meditative harmonies, revealing spaces within turmoil for tranquility to abide. Integrating breath practice commits to nurturing presence. The breath guides thoughts to coexist peacefully with emotions, crafting a continuous flow that transforms chaotic instances to mindfulness. A life emerges more attuned to harmony, ebbing in receptivity to the poetic rhythms of existence. Redefinition of habitual thought patterns invites exploration beyond unexamined assumptions constraining potential. This redefinition nurtures resilience against automatic responses, disbanding the emotional turmoil that strengthens expectations. Each re-examination of thought encourages a dynamic self-identity, less tethered to rigid conclusions and more attuned to flexible understandings. Crafting a dialogue imbued with empowerment shifts the inner narrative from criticism to growth, advocating for self-support rather than self-defeat. Language becomes a conduit of strength, inspiring actions aligned with truer desires than tethered fears. This internal conversation catalyzes personal transformation, breaking through narrative constraints and opening newfound pathways towards self-realization. Detachment involves mastery not in emotional apathy, but in observing emotions without becoming engulfed. It permits clarity of action, fostering responses aligned with intention instead of impulsive dictate. This practice balances autonomy and recognition of emotions' presence, guiding decisions that respect instinctual feeling and intelligent reasoning. Emotional freedom flourishes in this poise, interacting with all expressions, liberated from control. Mindfulness positions thought in artful alignment with emotion, fashioning each moment into a narrative entry upon life's continuum. With mindful presence, experiences memoir thoughts into stories steeped in life experience. Tapestries of clarity and receptivity interweave life around conscious and insightful choices rather than reactive decisions. Each moment cultivates understanding and depth, drawing a narrative that, although intricate, emphasizes a simplistic beauty. Honoring emotional complexity invites transcendence beyond binary interpretations, recognizing life's metrics with layered engagement that transcends superficial judgments. This attunement enriches worldly interactions, fostering inquiry and compassion. Emotional complexity dissipates barriers, revealing continuity and symbiotic nuances that sustain individuality and community. Dialogue between mind and emotion dances perpetually, an interlinked partnership. This understanding promotes perceiving thought and emotion as mutual influences shaping the personal experience. Knowledge of interplay metamorphoses interactions into learning sites rather than contentions, encouraging awareness of both allies in crafting life's experience. Metaphors bridge internal processes, aligning mind and emotion within imaginative domains. They invite exploration, where clarity intertwines with imaginative realms. Metaphoric interpretations guide thought investigations, expanding perception into appreciation of emotion's influence. These unveil paths where thoughts enrich relationships and insights inspire connectivity. Sacred spaces breed harmony within thought and emotion, creating tranquility against hostility. Sacred spaces channel emotion into a calm, fostering a symbiotic relationship with peace and respect. Dedicating to such spaces enables each thought to coexist peacefully, forging a resonant concert from discord. These spaces ensure that presence remains an ever-unfolding dance of insight. Gratitude transforms perception of emotional chaos into opportunities for growth. Expressing appreciation for all thoughts encourages reassessment of them as growth vehicles, fostering humility and reflection. As perceptions shift, thoughts unravel from causes of chaos into enlightenment, each moment beginning anew in gratitude. Emotional alchemy empowers thought mastery through a transformation that meticulously observes and transmutes emotions into insightful understanding. Alchemical practices embrace harmony, replacing chaos with serenity. These engagements illustrate choices that redefine internal landscapes, enriching the understanding beyond limits. Shadows withhold into thoughtful illumination, where mastery integrates them into insight. Thought becomes a light, probing the heart of darkness, unveiling the truths hidden by shadow. Embrace this duality, recognizing shadow's roles as vital in seeing the sublimity of existence. Knowledge of shadows complements the light, granting insight into life's intricate dance of complexity. Harmony unveils a landscape of understanding through balance, shaping a life of shadow and light. The nuances of silence and whispers reveal insights often faltered in spoken language. Honoring silence lends itself to profound understanding. Wisdom emerges in silence's sanctuary, uniting heart and mind within the fullness of life. Silence refines perception, wordlessly crafting comprehension and attuning the soul to profound insight. Equilibrium between heart and mind cultivates emotional stability and well-considered thoughts, a delicate dance within life's rhythm, transforming complexity into simplicity. Balance reveals harmony, a field where insights emerge internally, encouraging continued exploration with softly inquisitive grace. The seamless journey towards wholeness culminates in thought mastery, reconciling mind and emotion within unity. This path leads to life's tranquility, a serene navigation of thought and emotion, reflecting a cohesive essence. The unfolding life narrative becomes a testament to this unity, recognizing the complexity and beauty in every encounter. As the path concludes, it repeats the saga. Emotional chaos begins with thoughts that bind to wisdom, maturity, and serene understanding as thought ceaselessly flows onward. In the midst of our bustling world, where noise often drowns the whispers of thought, lies the practice of mental minimalism. Picture the mind as a tranquil lake, capable of reflecting the sky's vastness when undisturbed. Yet, when bombarded by constant ripples of disturbance, inputs, information, endless digital notifications, its surface grows chaotic, distorting what it mirrors. This modern age has amplified such disarray to unprecedented magnitudes, as the continual influx of information competes aggressively for our attention and mental space, leaving a wake of anxiety, indecision, and a lingering sense of chaos. It transforms our cognitive environment into a cluttered space, where finding peace and focus becomes a Herculean task. The journey towards mental minimalism begins with an awareness of this clutter, recognizing the symptoms it seeds: confusion and a sense of perpetual unrest. This clutter is akin to static noise interrupting harmony, a cacophony that disrupts our mental symphony. The first step in clearing this path is to identify these burdens: the incessant worry, haunting regrets, and lingering doubts that occupy our mental landscapes. Acknowledging the sway these accumulations hold over us is the precursor to freeing ourselves from their grasp. Like clearing a cluttered room, addressing mental disorder requires deliberate time and introspection, a dedication to unbinding our minds from what weighs them down. Intentional focus emerges as a guiding beacon through this fog, embodying the art of channeling our thoughts towards true significance. This focus is a conscious, deliberate narrowing, akin to a lighthouse enveloped by the night's mist, steadfastly illuminating only what matters. To attain this focus, one must cultivate a clarity that recognizes and discerns the significance of thoughts and emotions in alignment with our core values and aspirations. By training ourselves to dedicate unwavering attention to singular pursuits while minimally engaging with interruptions, we conserve mental energy. This conservation allows our inner resources to propel us effectively toward personal and spiritual growth. Our mental bandwidth is finite, much like the impossibility of occupying multiple spaces simultaneously. When our mental presence is splintered across numerous engagements, clarity is lost. Thus, the discipline of intentional focus asserts itself through setting clear mental boundaries, committing wholeheartedly to prevailing intentions, and limiting unnecessary diversions. This may involve orchestrating periods of solitude dedicated to deep work, where the clamor of distractions recedes and sole focus reigns. Through repetitive engagement in intentional focus, we gradually refine our cognitive lens, minimizing clutter and nurturing a mental space where tranquility and clarity flourish unhindered. Simplicity in thought presents itself as the antidote to the convolutions of contemporary cognition. It resembles a minimalist artist who, with only a few bold strokes, captures profound essence. This simplicity is not born of naivete, but arises through the distillation of cognition down to its essential truths, free from elaborate overthinking. To embrace simplicity, one must disentangle from self-wrought labyrinths to trust in innate wisdom and intuition. It is an exercise in letting go of convoluted narratives that obscure judgment and hinder forward progression. In pursuit of this simplicity, we practice reflection, allowing ourselves to challenge assumptions and biases that color our perception. This act of reduction, of peeling back the superfluous layers, allows for a purification that transmutes mental noise into fertile ground for deeper insights. An atmosphere of clarity then emerges, an environment devoid of excess and clutter, where navigation through life's complexities feels unburdened. Mindfulness and presence are potent forces that anchor us amidst the tumultuous ocean of mental cacophony. These practices invite us to fully immerse in the present, shedding light on the shadows of unnoticed clutter. In mindfulness, we cultivate a greater awareness of the thoughts and emotions that drift through our consciousness, acknowledging their presence without attachment. Even in moments of external silence, our thoughts hum a constant melody, urging the spirit to listen in quiet observation. Presence, by urging focus on now, orchestrates a harmonious space for clarity and intentional action. Being present grants permission to experience life in its unfolding, untangled from beside thoughts leading us astray. Consistent practice of observing without attachment enhances concentration, strengthening ties to the self and the greater world enveloping us. These acts of mindfulness cultivate the inner sanctuary, where distractions no longer hold sway, revealing intrinsic clarity and focus. The art of letting go complements this purity, paralleling the liberating release of physical objects whose purpose has dwindled. It is a courageous liberation, freeing the mind from burdens that encumber growth and happiness, past grievances, failures, memories that constrict rather than guide. By letting these go, we engage with the present unshackled, curating space to welcome the new. To truly let go requires self-compassion and willingness to forgive, the shedding of layers revealing rejuvenation beneath. We relinquish attachments to identities and beliefs that confine us, allowing space for experiences aligned with the truest self. This is no passive endeavor, but a conscious choice prioritizing mental clarity over lingering ties, cultivating resilience, and bounding towards freedom. Presence embraced with open heart and unencumbered mind. Creating mental spaciousness aligns closely with this ethos, shaping an inner environment conducive to peace and clarity, much like a well-aired room promotes a natural sense of calm. This dedicated process of cultivation involves decluttering the mind of noise, creating more harmonious cognition. Such nurturing demands respite within solitude, furnishing moments to reconnect with core values and needs. Meditation, journaling, communion with nature, activities allowing insight into our lives, anchor this intentional unraveling of mental stress. These self-reflective practices create fertile spaces, forging clarity that informs striving towards purpose. Through such mental spaciousness, control over upon us is reclaimed, empowering authentic and deliberate living, inner equilibrium maintained. Silence, too, plays a vital role within this discipline, acting as sanctuary in modernity's tiring clamor. Within silence's embrace, disconnection from constant stimuli rekindles one's inner dialogue, a dialogue otherwise swallowed by cacophony. Embracing serene pauses, whether through meditation or nature's quiet, invites introspection. During these moments, reflection emerges unhurried, ideas heard amidst calming void. Silence becomes an ally, facilitating slow, deliberate contemplation that rejuvenates mental faculties. Within this tranquil state, unnecessary baggage is cast aside, minds recharge, and connections, both to self and world, deepen. Through silence, the clutter dissipates, allowing soulful echoes to reverberate with newfound clarity. In concert with silence, embracing a digital detox becomes necessary to counterbalance technological saturation, which increasingly inundates cognition with ceaseless stimuli. Intentional disengagement from digital dominance, designated screen-free hours, tech-free retreats, fosters introspection and authentic connection sans distractions. Within this digital vacuum, our minds may freely exhale, restoring balance and clarity. During such liberating hiatuses, we engage in activities nurturing soul and intellect, rediscovering joys like reading, journaling, or genuine conversation. The cleansing effect of synchronizing these breaks invites refreshed perspectives, reclaiming attentiveness and devotion to purpose. By embracing this digital silence, liberated minds dwell in simplicity, rendering a rich attunement to presence and mindfulness. Practical exercises sculpt this journey towards mental decluttering, tangible methods through which mental space becomes organized as a symphonic tapestry, clearing away obstructive residue. Just as physical tidying up into our environments enhances living spaces, mental exercises orchestrate inner alignment. A powerful ally in this quest is journaling, externalizing, and untangling thoughts that weigh and obscure true potential. Journaling imbues structure, clarifying patterns and easing complexity's grip through the simple act of writing. Mindful breathing accompanies, centering and calming thoughts, inviting stillness. Regular meditation entrenches this mindfulness, reinforcing judgment-free acceptance of errant musings. Employing such methods consistently fosters tranquility, mental clarity, and natural, thriving fruition. The practice of gratitude transcends merely purifying thought. It reorients attention from scarcity to abundance. Consciously acknowledging gratitude reshapes perception and invites appreciation to saturate existence. This psychological shift amplifies joy, inviting light to counterbalance shadow, transforming mental clutter into growth-spurring opportunity. Regularly expressed gratitude can be transformative. It draws attention to blessings, casting away trivial concerns crowding thought. Whether recorded in gratitude journals or spoken in quiet moments, it invites abundance and contentment into being, roots sinking into Earth's nurturing soil. Through profound appreciation, clarity flows unhindered, where simplicity reclaims its proper resonance and mental peace reigns. Emotional detachment emerges as the crafting of mental disengagement from emotional storms, cultivating serene perspective unclouded by passing gales. This requires neither dismissing nor repressing feeling, but observing without undercurrent. Such detachment embraces humility, understanding emotions while remaining unattached to intensity or force. Developing detachment summons self-awareness and patience. Mindfulness meditations observe emotions as ephemeral, not bound by finality or permanence. Through acceptance and understanding recognition of emotions' temporary nature, we regain sovereignty over emotional landscapes, transcending noisy turbulence. This harmonious equilibrium ensures a minimalist mindset where clarity and authenticity prevail. Simplifying beliefs and values stands as this practice's foundational aspect, discerning and distilling life's guiding constructs. Contemporary complexities weave tangled webs, challenged by oversimplification and inherited views. Simplifying belief systems involves refining essence, emphasizing authenticity over indulgence, connecting to core truths resonating deeply with identity. Engaging in introspection and self-inquiry reveals values defining purpose, discarding convoluted superfluous beliefs uncontributing to growth. Letting essential values guide action, life's direction meets clarity. Exchanging misplaced realities for authentic realism, this balance refines decision-making, clearing mental space in preparation for encounters with life unbuffered or untouched by extraneous distraction. Rituals emerge as grounding structures within this minimalist journey, forging intentional practices echoing simplicity and order. Rituals impact mental landscapes, establishing routines aligned with values and reinforcing minimalism's underpinnings in mental realms. Anchors amidst life's unyielding tempo encourage return to holistic balance through reflection and mindfulness. Morning meditations initiate days with purpose, intentional beginnings fostering mindfulness throughout. Evening reflections bring gratitude and growth, anchoring growth, freeing minds for rest unmarred by chaos. Journaling joins this symphony, processing emotions and clearing clutter. Digital detoxes punctuate these practices, granting respite from technological cacophony. Thus, rituals enrich existence, ensuring a rhythmic harmony where simplicity consistently binds over complexity. Acceptance culminates this journey, comprising mental minimalism's foundational tenet, embracing life as is without judgment or resistance. Acceptance means not passive acquiescence, but an understanding, a willingness to mark boundaries between reality, response, and control. By focusing effort on what rests within grasp and adapting through calm response, mental currents smoothen, aligning with nature's ebb and flow. Developing acceptance involves mindfulness, observing thoughts and emotions openly without judgment, acknowledging imperfections as part of the human tapestry. Embracing uncertainties reduces anxieties once magnified by fear of the unknown. Acceptance liberates from frantic grasping at what cannot unchange, cultivating simplicity through shifting realms from chaos to peace. Aligning actions with intentions, navigating change with elegance, and embracing solitude, this practice invites transcendence in fostering a minimalist mindset. Intentions direct action, prompting congruence between belief and deed, while awaiting potential adjustments when necessary. Reflection surfaces insights that enable authentic alignment, freeing energy otherwise trapped by conflict's dissonance. A minimalist mindset nurtures clarity, potential sparking within tranquil chambers unshadowed by the noise, reflective and purposeful. Through minimalism as an art of existence, extending beyond tangible possessions towards holistic simplicity, intentions reflect core values, seamlessly living authentically. As breaths resonate rhythmically through tides, so too do our minds find natural ease within simplicity's embrace, returning possessions of peace's invitation to abide within consciously lived purpose. The murmur of thoughts, often inaudible to the outside world, orchestrates the silent symphony of our inner dialogue, dictating actions, reactions, and ultimately, shaping our destiny. Like a river carving its path through a landscape, this continuous conversation within ourselves molds the reality we inhabit, becoming either a benevolent guide or a destructive force. Understanding this dynamic is crucial, for this inner dialogue is the architect of our mental terrain. If we aspire to align our destiny with our highest aspirations, we must begin by redefining this internal narrative, ensuring it nurtures growth and strength over doubt and fear. Each thought that crosses our minds is a seed, awaiting the nurturing words that will either grow it into a flower or allow it to wither into a weed. A positive internal narrative acts as a catalyst for confidence and resilience, equipping us with courage to face the inevitable challenges of life. On the contrary, negative self-talk can be likened to a relentless storm, eroding self-esteem and undermining resilience. But awareness of this universal law empowers us to consciously select which seeds to plant. Aligning our inner dialogue with values of self-respect and compassion constructs a fortress of strength, anchoring us firmly against the winds of doubt and uncertainty. Our inner dialogue does not develop in isolation. It is a product of past influences, echoes of upbringing, culture, and experiences. From childhood, we absorb the verbal cues and attitudes surrounding us, crafting an internal language that often goes unexamined. These echoes carry into adulthood, shaping our perception of self and the world around us. Recognizing this origin is the first crucial step toward mastering our internal dialogue. When we identify whose voices we emulate and the reasons behind this emulation, we can begin transforming these inherited narratives into ones truly our own. Many find their inner critic bears a striking resemblance to authority figures from their formative years. Realizing this can be liberating, acknowledging that these narratives are not inherent but acquired, and thus modifiable. Through conscious effort, guided meditation, and deep reflection, we can redefine our internal monologue, shedding narratives that no longer serve our life's journey. Though this transformation requires patience and persistence, the rewards of self-defined beliefs and unwavering confidence are immeasurable and profound. The gentle art of self-compassion becomes a powerful ally in this transformation. It is the act of treating oneself with kindness as one would a close friend, and serves as an antidote to self-criticism and unrealistic expectations. Cultivating a compassionate inner dialogue necessitates a shift in perspective, where forgiveness supplants judgment and understanding takes precedence over condemnation. As self-compassion grows, it nurtures resilience and promotes a healthy appreciation of our shared human imperfections. This shift from a narrative of inadequacy to one of potential allows us to recognize that missteps do not define our journey. They enrich it, providing invaluable lessons. Viewing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than reflections of personal failure transforms the narrative. Compassion acts as a catalyst, reshaping the internal dialogue into a nurturing, supportive presence. As self-compassion takes root, it signals the beginning of unconditional self-acceptance, laying a firm foundation for a resilient and empowered destiny. The idea of self-fulfilling prophecies illustrates how our beliefs about ourselves and our abilities can manifest realities that validate those beliefs. Repeatedly convincing oneself of incapability heightens the chances of such an outcome. In contrast, positive affirmations paired with belief in personal capability pave the path to success. Our inner dialogue, thus, becomes the lens through which we view possibilities, filtering outcomes to fit the narrative we maintain. Harnessing this concept enables us to use our internal dialogue as a tool for crafting the life we desire. By transitioning from negative predictions to affirmations of possibility, we mold a new reality. Recognizing narratives that breed self-doubt and replacing them with empowering words of encouragement can inspire great change internally and influence how the external world interacts with us, thereby magnifying our potential for transformation. To truly master one's inner dialogue, compassionate listening is paramount. Often, we fail to truly hear the words we tell ourselves without the filter of judgment or disruption. In quiet, reflective moments, engaging in compassionate listening fosters greater self-awareness and understanding. By listening empathetically, the underlying emotions and desires behind thoughts can be discerned, providing the first step towards transforming harmful narratives into constructive dialogue. Dedicating time to sit quietly and becoming an observer of one's inner world is a practice in cultivating this reflective skill. As thoughts surface, instead of immediately reacting or dismissing them, acknowledge their presence. Delve into their origin, purpose, and the emotions they stir. This meditative practice is a potent ally, guiding us towards deeper insights and enduring clarity. In the spaciousness allowed by compassionate listening, transformation begins, where every thought stands as an opportunity for growth and healing. Language's power does not rest in words themselves, but in the meaning we attribute to them. Words serve as the alchemical elements of internal dialogue, capable of transforming base emotions into the purity of understanding. Through intentional use, they wield the strength to alter perception and reality. Selecting words that uplift and empower is key, reflecting truths we yearn to embody. By consciously shaping this inner dialogue, we assume the role of the architect of our destiny, crafting a future filled with purpose and possibility. This alchemical process involves catching negative self-talk in its tracks and transmuting it into positive affirmations and realistic perspectives. Instead of focusing dialogues on limitations, cultivate empowering inquiries. What can I learn here? Or, how might I grow from this experience? Refining the vocabulary of self, observe how perceptions and world interactions similarly transform. Words become sacred rituals, elixirs of affirmation, nourishing both mind and soul. Comparison can be a thief of joy. This internal dialogue act diminishes self-worth by stacking one's life against the yardstick of others. Rooted in a fear of inadequacy, it deforms perception and fuels dissatisfaction. To break free from its cycle, an internal dialogue centered on individuality and self-celebration must be cultivated. Recognizing that your journey stands apart from others, cherish the unique qualities defining you, realizing that accomplishment is measured against personal milestones, not others' races. Releasing oneself from comparison mandates conscious daily practice. When comparing thoughts arise, redirect them towards gratitude and self-affirmation. Reflect on personal strengths, accomplishments, and defining qualities. As the impulse to measure against others dissipates, internal conversation grows into one of self-acceptance and contentment. This redirection permits embracement of one's path wholeheartedly, fostering peace and fulfillment independent of external validation. Utilizing affirmations, the intentional statements reinforcing positive self-beliefs and truths, serves as a counterbalance to internal negativity, undermining self-esteem and worth. By consistently practicing affirmations, seeds of self-confidence and resilience are planted, nurturing a mindset equipped to overcome adversity gracefully. Repeated use of affirmations acts as a powerful neural pathway, rewiring tool, supplanting limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Incorporating affirmations into daily routine starts with identifying areas where self-talk falters. Craft affirmations that challenge these narratives, ensuring they are stated in the present tense and embody truths you aim to manifest. Repeatedly, both aloud and within the mind, these affirmations grow in resonance, shaping internal dialogue and establishing a life anchored in resilience and unwavering self-belief. Silence, the canvas upon which the tapestry of internal dialogue unfolds, ascends in moments absent of noise, allowing whispered narratives to surface, inviting deeper introspection and understanding. Cultivating silence proves powerful, observing thoughts with clarity and intention. Embracing it carves a sacred transformation space, cultivating mindful, present inner dialogue. Engaging silence's power involves meditation and solitude practices, punctuating routines with moments of quiet reprieve from external chaos. In stillness, observe and acknowledge thoughts without judgment or attachment. Over time, silence fosters an inner peace and clarity, transforming dialogue with oneself towards one of deliberate intention and tranquility. Emotions fuel internal dialogue, influencing our interpretive lens of experiences. In emotional intensity, joy or sadness, amplified narratives affect perception of self and circumstance. Grasping this interplay between emotion and dialogue is vital to cultivating a conversation fostering emotional resilience and well-being. Navigating emotional influence on self-talk requires emotional awareness and regulation practice. Acknowledge and validate feelings without letting them dictate dialogue. When emotions intensify, pause to explore their origin and impact on self-talk. Compassionate emotions engagement empowers us to maintain a grounded, balanced internal dialogue, even amid turmoil. Reframing, a transformative skill, empowers reinterpretation of situations, shifting challenges into growth opportunities. This reframing nurtures a mindset of possibility, promoting resilience and positivity, even amid adversity. Mastery of reframing involves identifying negative thought patterns and evaluating their validity, challenging them through empowering inquiries. By shifting perception, the narrative evolves into one of confidence, adaptability, and unwavering belief in overcoming obstacles. Gratitude, a powerful practice transforming internal dialogue, shifts focus from scarcity to abundance. Regular acknowledgement of life's blessings nurtures appreciation and contentment, countering negative self-talk with positivity-infused narratives. Integrating gratitude involves reflection and thanksgiving as daily practice, recognizing joy-bringing aspects. Documenting gratitudes amplifies their impact, transforming internal dialogue to one celebrating present beauty and abundance. Visualization, harnessing imagination for desired outcome imagery, supports intent manifestation. Engaging visualization in internal dialogue bridges mental aspirations and tangible reality. Set time for focused imagination, vividly picturing goals, immersing in sensory achievement experiences. This guides dialogue and intention alignment towards potential realization. Mindfulness is the art of being wholly present, cultivating awareness without judgment. Integrating it into dialogue fosters clarity, allowing thoughts and emotions to be approached with fairness and curiosity, transforming challenges into growth opportunities. Regular meditation practice strengthens mindfulness, observing thoughts without attachment or aversion, nurturing a guiding presence of wisdom and understanding. Self-acceptance serves as the foundation for a healthy internal dialogue, fostering unconditional acceptance and understanding. Embracing oneself wholly, acknowledging both flaws and strengths, nurtures an authentic, compassionate dialogue. Dismantling self-judgment's barriers cultivates a narrative celebrating progress, growth, and individuality. Releasing perfectionism, which silently sabotages through criticism and unrealistic expectations, enables a dialogue characterized by encouragement and resilience. Shifting focus from outcome to effort, appreciating journey and progress, challenges perfectionism, celebrating achievements regardless of perceived scale. Crafting an empowering personal narrative involves intentionally shaping dialogue to reflect authentic aspirations and strengths, propelling life towards growth and fulfillment. Creating this narrative begins with reflection on beliefs and experiences, identifying journey-defining themes and lessons. As personal narrative refinement occurs, notice how internal dialogue aligns with intentions, leading towards potential fulfillment. External voices influence internal dialogue, impacting belief and self-worth perception. Discernment of which external narratives are allowed to infiltrate is critical for empowering dialogue cultivation. Reflect on resonating narratives with values, dismiss poorly serving growth ones, and surround with supportive influences. Self-belief, the cornerstone of empowering dialogue, nurtures a confidence-bound mindset, propelling towards realization of dreams and aspirations. Affirmations and visualization practices reinforce self-belief and strengths, anchoring internal narrative in assurance and determination. Change inherently accompanies life, relying on adaptive dialogue to embrace new circumstances with resilience, cultivating change. Embracing dialogue, one characterized by curiosity and exploration, transforms obstacles into growth openings. Reflect on past transformations, acknowledging change-facilitated growth, embracing future adaptation journeys. An abundance mindset focused on possibilities proliferates opportunity celebrations over limitations. Cultivating abundance narratives transforms internal dialogue into one radiating positivity and fulfillment. Practicing gratitude alongside abundance-focused reflection shifts energy towards richness, appreciation, inviting empowering dialogue. Intention serves as the guiding force of internal dialogue, shaping language and cultivated thoughts towards desired outcomes. Intentions aligned with goals ensure a purposeful and coherent narrative. Reflect on aspirations, adjusting intentions periodically to stay aligned with journey evolution. Self-talk stands as a tool for personal transformation, shaping beliefs and behaviors, ultimately determining destiny. Engaging in constructive dialogue cultivates a mindset of growth, resilience, and empowerment, crafting a fulfilling life. Observing and reflecting on self-talk patterns informs transformative practice, where empowerment leads toward limitless potential realization. The dance between internal dialogue and external reality forms a life harmony and alignment. Consciously aligning internal narrative with aspirations, observing interplay effects on interactions, creates a catalyst for growth and transformation. The timeless journey of shaping inner dialogue, requiring patience, persistence, offers profound rewards, guiding destiny crafted in empowerment, fulfillment, and true self-realization. In the garden of the mind, thoughts are seeds that quietly grow into reality. When we entertain particular thoughts repeatedly, they find fertile ground in the subconscious, taking root and shaping our perceptions and decisions. It's akin to planting roses or weeds. The choices we make determine the landscape within. The Stoics and ancient philosophers understood this principle well, teaching that our inner world is but a reflection of our chosen mental focus. By identifying these seeds, we consciously cultivate a mental environment that encourages patience, compassion, and wisdom. Through awareness, we come to recognize that nurturing feelings of anger and resentment will bear the fruits of inner turmoil, perpetuating a cycle of emotional chaos. Conversely, dwelling on gratitude, joy, and compassion invites growth in the form of inner peace and resilience. The mind, like nature itself, does not distinguish between the seeds it's given. It simply nurtures whatever is planted. Therefore, it is curiosity combined with discernment that influences whether we experience a mental garden or a tangled wilderness. This power places the opportunity for peace and serenity directly in our hands. A life of fulfillment begins from allowing positive qualities to flourish in the mind. The ancients spoke of virtues such as wisdom, courage, and temperance as essential in creating an honorable life. By feeding and nurturing these virtues, we construct a strong mental foundation, one resistant to the temptations of distress and despair. Allowing virtues to grow means investing time and mental energy into practices such as meditation, reflection, and learning, which drive personal growth and understanding. This nurturing process demands consistent effort, just as a garden thrives under regular care. As we nourish positivity, we experience growth in resilience and clarity. Challenges transform into opportunities for reflection, allowing virtues to blossom and guide us in overcoming difficulties and gaining deeper insight. The inhabitants of our mental landscape, our positive thoughts and vibrant inner dialogues, determine the experiences of our lives, guiding our daily actions and shaping future possibilities. Perhaps, then, the strongest form of self-care lies in the act of allowing love, hope, and compassion to take root and flourish endlessly within. Worry has a cunning way of embedding itself in the mind, spreading like a weed, choking the beauty from our thoughts. The cycle of worry is tenacious, often triggered by insecurity about the future or rumination over the past. Its nature lies in imagined scenarios, emphasizing uncertainties and feeding on our fears. Stoic teachings reveal that worry stems from misaligning our thoughts with reality and urge individuals to focus on what is within their control. Worry can subtly dominate mental space, obscuring clear judgment and sowing seeds of stress. By obsessing over what-ifs, we hinder our ability to fully appreciate the present moment. Liberation begins by acknowledging that thoughts of worry are grounded in a distortion of reality. Just as a gardener excises weeds, attending to our minds requires releasing the grip of worry through reframing and mindful practices. By curating a mindset that prioritizes the present, we pave the way for serenity and strength to enrich our lives. Envy, too, binds the mind, chaining it with fetters that hinder appreciation and satisfaction. Driven by comparisons and the quest for external validations, envy distracts us from our own individual journey and accomplishments. The Stoic philosophers viewed envy as an unnecessary burden born from misunderstandings of self-worth. In a world constantly focused on appearances and achievements, envy can easily ignite, but releasing its bonds is crucial for inner contentment. Liberation from envy arises through recognition of its futility and understanding that everyone evolves at their own pace and faces unique battles. By redirecting our attention toward growth rather than comparison, we find peace with our individuality and inherent value. Envy dissipates when we learn to rejoice in the achievements of others and embrace gratitude for our own path. As we break free from the chains of envy, deeper fulfillment emerges, and life itself becomes a harmonious expression of our true selves. Inner peace signifies freedom from incessant internal conflict, achievable through the art of allowing. Through disciplines like meditation and contemplation, we nurture states of tranquility that banish the stresses of race and noise. Although the external world may often be chaotic, the mind possesses the power to remain unaffected by cultivating inner calm. Ancient mindfulness practices deliver us to the present moment, guiding our thoughts toward unity with the peace that naturally resides within. Developing inner peace demands patience and practice. It is a slow, deliberate process, but one with profound rewards, a mind that responds rather than reacts. As we permit thoughts of serenity to grow, we foster resilience and clarity, even amidst hardships. This sanctuary, cultivated through mindful practices, becomes a refuge, immune to life's incessant demands. Realizing that inner peace grows through conscious practice and compassionate acceptance enables this sacred space within our being to blossom, sheltering us in moments of both adversity and calm. Resentment acts like a poison to the spirit, a slow-acting toxin derived from harboring perceived injustices. When we replay past hurts, resentment gains strength, interrupting emotional health and tainting present relationships. Understanding its damage highlights the benefit of letting it go. Holding on to resentment does not punish those who have wronged us, but wounds only ourselves. It confines our spirit, withholding the gifts of emotional liberation and peace. By acknowledging this reality, we take steps toward healing. Forgiveness and acceptance stand as powerful antidotes to resentment. They free the soul to soar beyond past grievances, centering our energy on growth and empowering us to appreciate the beauty life offers. When resentment no longer nourishes our anger, we reclaim strength, turning hardships into stepping stones and nurturing love where bitterness once thrived. In allowing resentment to dissipate, life becomes brighter, kinder, and renewed. Gratitude is a mental state of appreciation that generates abundance, even in the simplest moments. The practice of gratitude fundamentally alters the way we perceive our world and enhances life's richness. Authors of ancient teachings considered gratitude a vital tool, essential in cultivating strength against external challenges. By focusing on the abundance in our lives, we create a fertile environment for happiness and compassion. Like a nurturing light, gratitude brightens our perspective, highlighting blessings we often overlook. Regular gratitude practice shifts our mindset from scarcity and lack to appreciation and fulfillment, inviting joy and contentment. As gratitude grows, it transforms our experiences, encouraging a more vibrant and meaningful existence. Gratitude stands as a beacon of positivity, illuminating our paths and enriching those of others as we express and cultivate this profound, life-affirming state of mind. Compassion, too, is not simply a passive feeling, but a deliberate choice, a decision to view others through the lens of empathy and understanding. This shift in perspective empowers us to transcend personal biases, joining us with shared humanity. Developing compassion enriches our emotional depth and connects us more intimately with the world, forging alliances rich in mutual respect. Incorporating compassion into daily life means allowing empathy to influence actions, decisions, and dialogues. It becomes the essence of authentic relationships and genuine communication. It fosters environments where kindness and acceptance flourish, adding threads to the tapestry of love that we all nurture. Compassion, therefore, becomes a choice to positively impact others, transforming the mind into a vessel of peace that radiates outward into society. Perspective is the lens through which we interpret our experiences, sculpting our attitudes and responses. A powerful tool, perspective allows us to reframe challenges, converting adversity into opportunity. Imagine a scenario where failure becomes a lesson, pain an impetus for growth, and restriction a spark for creativity. Cultivating an adaptive perspective encourages resilience in the face of life's uncertainties. Perspective offers empowerment, ushering us from victimhood into agency. By practicing reframing, we exercise our capacity to influence outcomes by choosing how we perceive them. Changing perspective is akin to pivoting a lens, revealing overlooked possibilities and inviting solutions previously hidden. By understanding that our perspective has the power to cultivate positive experiences, we magnify our potential for growth and success. Accepting the impermanent nature of life is crucial in cultivating resilience and inner peace. Philosophers have long emphasized that clinging to material possessions or fixed ideas breeds anxiety and distress. Impermanence, however, presents opportunities for transformation and liberation, allowing fresh experiences to shape our evolution. Embracing life's fleeting nature is accepting change as an agent of growth rather than loss. Once we allow impermanence to take root within our consciousness, we experience a shift toward appreciation and adaptability. Every moment becomes precious, every experience unique, and every relationship valuable. By embracing change, we release ourselves from the fear of the unknown, making space for exploration and acceptance. This transformative mindset allows us to journey through life with grace, recognizing both the ephemeral and eternal woven within existence. Vulnerability may often feel like daunting exposure, yet in vulnerability lies immense strength. By allowing fear-driven walls to fall, we invite authentic connection and integrity into our lives. Shielding ourselves may distance joy. Vulnerability, contrastingly, fosters understanding, acceptance, and belonging. Courage finds its home within vulnerability, empowering us to show our true selves, imperfections included. When nurtured in vulnerability, strength becomes a powerful testament to resilience and authenticity. By engaging with life's full spectrum of emotions, we develop empathy and humility, enriching interpersonal relationships and our inner world. As we allow ourselves to experience vulnerability, we learn lessons that expand our understanding and grant us the freedom to live sincerely and vibrantly. Joy thrives not from external sources, but from allowing it to exist within us, a conscious decision to embrace it. While society may suggest that joy is a byproduct of accumulation, true contentment arises from recognizing and savoring present moments. Joy, when free from attachment, fills our hearts with lightness, offering stability amid life's storms and transcending transient frustrations. Allowing joy requires mindfulness and a willingness to open our hearts to everyday wonders. It is not a pursuit, but an arrival, an acknowledgement of the beauty that surrounds us. By permitting joy to manifest, regardless of circumstance, we enrich life's tapestry, deepening our appreciation and enhancing our perception. Life's splendor, illuminated by joy, unfolds in unexpected ways, celebrating the journey with moments of bliss and awe. Creativity blooms when we permit self-expression to flourish, bypassing any fear of judgment. The constraints we impose can hinder our innate creativity, a vital essence of our humanity. Surrendering to creative flow kindles imagination and innovation, constructing bridges between thoughts, emotions, and expression. Creativity, by nature fluid and uncontainable, grows through curiosity and the eagerness to explore the unknown. As we permit creative expression, we expand possibilities and fulfill our yearning to explore and contribute uniquely. This allowance manifests in works of art, innovation, literature, or in the simple joys of creating for the sake of creation itself. Encouraging a mindset of creativity nurtures adaptability and insight, offering solutions where none were seen. Cultivating a creative mindset endows us with a profound sense of personal freedom and cosmic connection. Every thought we allow grows into an element of our internal landscape. Imagine the mind as a garden that shelters a myriad of thoughts, each influencing its beauty and harmony. Recognizing the garden within our minds reflects the philosophical principle that choices in thought contribute to our overall well-being. By deliberately choosing to cultivate kindness, gratitude, and acceptance, we sow seeds of joy and abundance. This mental garden requires attention and care, vigilantly removing the negativity, fear, and judgment that hinder growth. By identifying tendencies that stall development, a disciplined mind creates space for the virtues of the soul to shine. A well-tended garden becomes a sanctuary, reflecting inner peace and fostering optimism. As we refine our cognitive choices, we construct a resilient foundation capable of weathering life's unpredictability while thriving in adversity and tranquility alike. Within the intricate landscape of our minds also arises emotional underbrush, dense, tangled feelings that obscure our paths to clarity. Unattended, these emotions germinate confusion, disturbing our mental peace. Cultivating a balanced state of mind requires navigating this emotional underbrush, a journey toward emotional mastery. Stoicism and spiritual teachings provide anchors, guiding us away from getting lost within our emotional turmoil. To transcend these emotional tangles, it is essential to acknowledge and understand each emotion's roots and influence on our actions. By engaging mindfully with these emotions, we gently untangle reactions and regain clarity, preventing the growth of negative patterns. Fostering emotional awareness and inner patience, we transform once overgrown underbrush into pathways of insight, resilience, and optimism, leading us deeper into the multidimensional gardens of our psyche. Detachment may be perceived as indifference, yet when cultivated healthily, it brings remarkable liberation. Allowing detachment to evolve involves releasing our fixation on how life should manifest, prioritizing peace over control. Detachment challenges the narrative that our value is defined by external circumstances. Instead, it reassures us that our essence remains intrinsically whole. With detachment, we find freedom from the chains of expectation, releasing the mind from predetermined narratives and their resultant struggles. As we detach from the need to identify with outcomes, we embrace life's unpredictability with wisdom and grace. This conscious choice breeds contentment and satisfaction, revealing new approaches to coexist contentedly with a dynamic world, no longer reliant on a rigid sense of identity. Allowing authentic presence to evolve within the self invites a reunion with our genuine essence. Caught in the frenzy of societal expectations and media influences, our authenticity can become obscured. The invitation to live with presence is an invitation to engage, to allow our fullest truth to unfold without constraint, embracing imperfections as essential aspects of our humanity. Cultivating an authentic presence requires self-reflection, compassion, and the bravery to present our genuine selves. By shedding layers of societal conditioning, we reveal a core enriched by sincerity and authenticity. In this authentic presence, relationships deepen, values align, and life becomes a mirror reflecting back our personal truths. Allowing this form of presence to thrive fertilizes the seeds of self-love and acceptance, inspiring fulfillment and interconnectedness with the world. Trust is an intimate dance between surrender and vulnerability, a rhythm cultivated by allowing faith to bloom. Living without trust leads to isolation, whereas nurturing it invites connection and stability. The willingness to trust empowers us to release control, beautifully unfolding life beyond mere binaries of safety and risk. Trust, when reciprocated, nurtures unshakable bonds and evokes a profound sense of belonging. Through trusting ourselves and others, we find strength in embracing the unknown. Self-trust is the soil in which confidence is rooted, encouraging boldness and resilience. Accepting insecurities becomes an opportunity for growth as we navigate life with optimistic curiosity. Trusting relationships similarly grow from seeds of patience and integrity. This dance synchronizes our essence with life, harmonizing with the rhythms of transformation and renewal it orchestrates. Solitude, often misconstrued as loneliness, is actually a sacred space where self-exploration permits growth to flourish. In solitude, we reconnect with our inner quiet, attuning ourselves to unvoiced truths amidst external noise. Choosing solitude allows us to reaffirm our values and desires, creating a renewed understanding of the self. Like fertile soil, solitude nurtures seeds of introspection to mature into wisdom. Solitude grants time to hear our true voices, free from distraction. It becomes self-rejuvenation, transitioning from the pursuit of acceptance to the acceptance of self. The practice of solitude cultivates resilience and patience, qualities essential for navigating a world increasingly connected yet detached. As we choose to dwell in solitude, pathways emerge, leading to expanded awareness, presence, and perspectives, enriching both our internal and external worlds. Boundaries are sacred guardians, essential for nurturing mental and emotional well-being. They create the necessary space for our true essence to thrive, cultivating a secure environment for personal development. Clear boundaries differentiate healthy relationships from those that drain vitality, affirming self-worth. Ancient philosophies recognized boundaries as the framework necessary for ethical existence, enabling authentic dialogue rather than discord. Establishing boundaries requires self-awareness, courage, and empathy. They communicate limits, guided by mutual respect without alienation. Properly nurtured, boundaries emphasize interdependence and foster a healthy balance between autonomy and shared life experiences. By embedding the seeds of boundaries, we create hallowed space for generosity, authenticity, and mutual respect, enriching our relationships and deepening our connection with ourselves. Attachment signifies the tethering of desire to reality, a source of both comfort and distress. Attachments can root us in an illusion of permanence, obscuring truths that promote growth and freedom. Recognizing attachment's nature and influence on mental equilibrium is vital for peaceful coexistence. Detangling from unhealthy attachments grants clarity and opens paths toward liberation. To cultivate healthy attachment, intentional mindfulness and detachment become liberating practices. Couples bound by secure attachment enjoy love without dependency. Friends nurture mutual respect. This delicate balance enhances personal growth alongside meaningful connection. Awareness reshapes attachment from being a shackle to a supportive vine, strengthening one's foundation and resilience. By allowing this, intentional connections thrive, bringing an enriched collective wholeness. Forgiveness grows from understanding that clinging to past grievances causes more injury to ourselves than to the perpetrator. Attempting to punish others with our resentment results in self-inflicted wounds that hinder healing and happiness. Choosing to forgive drops the weighty chains of anger, inviting freedom and restoration. Ancient teachings echo the significance of forgiveness, offering guidance to foster a peaceful heart. Forgiveness is an act interwoven with compassion and awareness. It invites healing and shields us from resentment, complementing past experiences with clarity and grace. This deliberate choice becomes a practice, a cycle promoting emotional equilibrium and transforming past injuries into pathways for growth. In allowing forgiveness, we awaken to life unburdened, experiencing the present as a continuum unfettered by past conflicts. Forgiveness becomes a conscious act of liberation. The journey to wholeness is a mindful embrace of the complete self, celebrating and uniting facets of our being. Our wholeness integrates experiences into a mosaic reflecting the fullness of the human condition. Seeds of understanding, acceptance, and love nourish this profound journey. Awareness of interconnectedness, fostered by philosophical teachings, enriches this holistic voyage. Wholeness calls for confronting aspects of ourselves once denied, integrating shadow with light into harmonious wholeness. This journey includes courage, vulnerability, and a commitment to transformation. Wholeness remains not a destination, but an evolving embrace of authenticity, inviting introspection and expanding our horizons. Allowing wholeness to grow births a life enriched by resilience, clarity, and acceptance that transcends separation, illuminating pathways to internal freedom. Life's symphony is composed of choices, each note echoing its influence over the next. Through understanding this principle, we discern the impact of choosing which thoughts and beliefs we allow to dominate. Every choice made shapes our internal dialogue, defining actions and underscoring truths. By exercising conscious choice, we create mental environments attuned to harmony and upliftment. Composing with mindful choices amplifies gratitude and humility, laying a foundation for fulfilling experiences. Choices reflect both values and intentions, woven into existence, crafting a symphonic blend of emotion, essence, and insight. Growth manifests as we direct focus toward resilience, love, and understanding. These nurturing choices crescendo into peace and fulfillment. This symphony reiterates our power to choose what thrives, shaping destinies with each conscious note played. Awakening transcends ordinary awareness, inviting exploration of new dimensions of consciousness and expanding potential. Allowing openness to possibility, existence enriches with uncharted horizons, cultivating resilience and optimism. Awakened attention brings clarity, harmonizing the present with infinite opportunity. Ancient wisdom encourages embracing potential, transcending limits imposed by doubt and fear. This awakening propels life into dynamic expansiveness, engaging each moment with open curiosity. It's a call to embrace life fully, learning from possibilities rather than fearing them. The mind's peace intermingles with curious exploration, transforming limitation into boundless growth. This awakening permits every chapter to twist and evolve in unforeseen grace, reaffirming the profound journey of existence. The awakened mind, freed from definable ideals, champions the realm of endless possibility. In the gentle glow of introspection, we embark on a journey beyond the conventional path of mere goals, exploring the deeper currents that sustain us through the uncharted waters of life. Goals, those finite beacons of ambition, often act as our guiding stars in the vast expanse of personal development and success. Yet, like delicate lanterns, they flicker under the gusts of change, vulnerable to the unpredictable winds that blow through the corridors of existence. Their fragility is exposed when life, with its myriad forces, collides against our meticulously crafted visions, shattering our aspirations and leaving us adrift in the currents of uncertainty. It is in this paradox of goals, where the immediate can overwhelm the overarching, that we recognize the necessity for a more robust anchor, a compass rather than merely a roadmap. Goals, by their nature, are endpoints shackled by the constraints of time and circumstance. A personal code, however, is an enduring ethos, a steadfast companion amidst the storm. Unlike goals that yield to redefinition or abandonment, a personal code offers resilience, guiding us with unwavering principles through the chaos of existence. It is our North Star, providing direction beyond the limits of temporal success, allowing us not only to aspire, but to thrive with unwavering consistency and integrity. At the heart of this transformation lies a profound understanding of virtue, a dedication to living authentically beyond the confines of measurable achievements. A personal code becomes our internal compass, oriented by timeless values like integrity, courage, and humility. It shapes our decisions, filters our actions, and clarifies our intentions. It does not simply measure success, but fosters a continuous growth, ensuring we remain grounded and true to ourselves, even as life's challenges threaten to pull us adrift. To create such a personal code involves a journey inward, sifting through the superficial desires and societal expectations to unearth the core values that resonate with our innermost self. Articulating these values forms the bedrock of our resilience, an existential anchor ensuring we remain aligned with our true nature, allowing flexibility in pursuit of various goals while retaining a rooted sense of identity. However, a personal code exists merely as a concept until it is woven into the fabric of our daily actions. The alignment of belief and behavior transforms static principles into dynamic elements of our character. The true testament of a personal code lies in its realization, where thought merges seamlessly with action, creating a harmonious narrative of purpose and integrity. Regular self-examination ensures our actions are authentic reflections of our principles, calling for discipline and vigilance against the trappings of ego and external pressures. Emotional intelligence amplifies this alignment, fostering empathy, self-awareness, and adaptability, transforming interactions into opportunities for growth. By weaving emotional awareness into our personal code, we champion conscientious living, ensuring our impact is both ethical and profound. This journey of alignment and integration is neither accidental nor effortless. It requires practice and a conscious commitment to reflection and self-assessment. Through deliberate engagement, our principles become instinctual, guiding actions with autonomy, even amidst stress or uncertainty. The resilience derived from a well-crafted personal code is unparalleled. Unlike goals that shift with circumstance, a code instills an underlying strength, enduring even amidst adversity. It is not impervious to pain, but navigates trials with grace, learning from failure, emerging renewed. The personal code becomes the lifeline amidst chaos, drawing us back to equilibrium and purpose. The core of resilience is self-trust, a gift earned through adherence to deeply held values and principles. These offer stability, embedding faith in our convictions and continuity of character. Crafting a personal code resembles building a fortress of character, enduring life's tempests while maintaining steadfastness to our values. Stoicism provides a compelling framework for these values, with its emphasis on rationality, virtue, and acceptance. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca embedded their lives with principles that nurtured equanimity. Through Stoicism, we learn that circumstances are neutral. It is our response that defines our experience. This perspective fosters resilience, nurturing an inner strength that upholds our code when external conditions challenge us. Pursuing virtue, defined by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, forms the bedrock of a Stoic-inspired code. By aspiring to live virtuously, we focus on what we can control, relinquishing attachment to outcomes beyond our influence. Stoicism's timeless appeal lies in its capacity to instill tranquility amidst uncertainty, lighting the path to personal wisdom and ethical living. Existential and spiritual teachings broaden our understanding, offering insights that inspire the crafting of our personal code. Existentialists like Sartre and Heidegger ponder authenticity and choice in life's journey, emphasizing the profound importance of aligning actions with inner values. Buddhism underscores mindfulness and intentional cultivation of compassion, creating a framework that enhances emotional resilience and broadens our code scope to embrace empathy and adaptability. Integrating spirituality into our personal code enriches it with meaning, providing a holistic view of existence that transcends self-centric desires. Spirituality invites contemplation on the mysteries of the universe, acknowledging our interconnectedness. Practices fostered by spiritual traditions like meditation and service offer paths to genuine fulfillment and broader connection to the world. However, crafting a personal code is not simply about the acquisition of virtues, but also the art of letting go, releasing attachments that no longer serve growth. Detachment practiced within a personal code is not indifference, but acceptance of impermanence. This mindfulness allows spontaneity and genuine connection, liberating us from the expectation and control that bind us. In times of crisis, our personal code becomes a stalwart companion, guiding us with integrity and wisdom when clarity is obscured by turmoil. A code robust enough to withstand crisis provides hope and empowerment, acting as a beacon through chaos. By holding steadfast to our principles, we transform crises into opportunities for growth, emerging stronger and more aligned with our core values. Balancing ambition with humility ensures our pursuit remains conscientious and authentic. Ambition fuels our dreams, yet unchecked, can overshadow our essence. Humility roots ambition in gratitude, allowing us to celebrate progress while acknowledging limitations, promoting growth without ego. In professional contexts, a personal code serves as a moral compass amidst ethical dilemmas and power dynamics, fostering trust, collaboration, and innovation. Principled leadership, informed by a personal code, aligns decisions with values, ensuring ethical success and fulfillment. A personal code also redefines success, infusing it with intrinsic meaning, aligning it with values like compassion and integrity. Success transcends mere achievements, taking on a richer dimension of purpose and fulfillment, anchored in the discovery of self. Ultimately, our personal code contributes to legacy, an indelible imprint extending beyond our lifetime. It is the transmission of values and principles, enriching the lives of future generations. By embodying our code, we ensure its legacy resonates, inspiring others to navigate life's complexities with integrity and purpose. In these reflections, we recognize the profound capacity of a personal code to transform our existence from the transitory to the timeless, from the external pursuit to the internal alignment. It offers a beacon in the night, guiding us with a gentle yet unwavering light through the deep night of the soul. In the silent corridors of the mind, repetition echoes like a gentle chant, an eternal engraving tool that crafts the essence of our perspectives and beliefs. Often perceived as monotonous, the simplicity of repetition conceals profound potential. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reflected on the mind's pliability, urging us to overwrite negative patterns with virtuous thoughts. Thus, repetition becomes the sculptor of our mental landscape, etching pathways where clarity and purpose flow like a serene river through our consciousness. Envision your mind as a garden where seeds of thought are continually sown, springing to life when tended with consistency and care. The ancient Stoics grasped that the line between chaos and calmness is often the span of intentional, repeated mental exercises. In the dance of a musician practicing scales or a writer revisiting foundational narratives, we find that mastery unfolds not in sporadic bursts, but through the slow, rhythmic ticking of dedicated practice. Here, repetition anchors our path, aligning us with the enduring truths that guide our inner voyage. In a world teeming with distractions, how does one fortify the mind's resilience and adaptability? The answer lies in embracing repetition as a way of life, one that transforms the routine into a philosophy of growth. Much like athletes honing their craft, our minds thrive with regular workouts, nurturing fortitude in our spiritual and cognitive exertions. Epictetus advocated for daily meditations on Stoic virtues, understanding that through persistent reflection, we solidify our allegiance to higher values. Repetition, thus, is not about achieving perfection, but fostering progress and cultivating an ever-ready inner world to face external uncertainties with grace and calm. Modern science illuminates the ancients' wisdom in the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to reshape and reorganize itself through persistent repetition. Every thought we turn over in our minds forges new pathways. With regular use, these paths broaden, becoming our natural responses and attitudes. As we consciously choose the thoughts that shape our days, repetition allows those ideas to become the architecture of our being. Through this mental conditioning, fleeting notions evolve into steadfast columns of character. Affirmations, those often overlooked whispers of self-encouragement, transcend New Age rhetoric, reaching into the ancient practices of shaping the self. When repeated with intention, they become anchors amid life's shifting tides, providing stability in moments of doubt and adversity. Each reaffirming statement invites us into an arena unbounded by past limitations, where with enough persistence, even skepticism gives way to the possibility of real change, embedding truths we naturally begin to live. Meditation stands as the quintessential practice of repetition, a serene return to a point of focus, whether breath, sound, or image. Not merely a spiritual reprieve, meditation equips the mind to reclaim its center amidst life's myriad distractions. Seneca, in his Reflections, proposed repetition as the means to tranquility. Each session invites entry into a sacred space of stillness, where the cacophony of the mind is observed and ordered. Through dedication, meditation instills an enduring poise, guiding us back to calmness and attentiveness. In the daily ritual of journaling, repetition unfolds as a dialogue with the self. Here, ink meets paper in a reflective dance, revealing the labyrinth of thought and emotion within. This sacred practice translates chaotic mental musings into coherent reflection, fostering self-understanding. For the Stoics, journaling was essential, as seen in Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, a testament to the power of laying one's struggles and triumphs bare through repetition. As we journal, we echo this legacy, transforming from passive witnesses to deliberate directors of our inner dramas. Gratitude, too, transforms through repetition, reshaping narratives by emphasizing abundance instead of scarcity. Regular invocation of gratitude acts as a lens that brings into focus the beauty amidst imperfection, shifting perception from worry to wonder. Everyday life becomes a tapestry interwoven with appreciation, as repeated moments of thanks cultivate an environment fertile for peace and contentment. In returning frequently to gratitude, negativity finds little room to root, making way for positivity to flourish. The Stoics imparted premeditatio malorum, the practice of envisioning challenges before they arise. This mental rehearsal, grounded in repetition, emboldens resilience and provides clarity in potential adversity. Through regular engagement, equanimity becomes a state of readiness, preparing us to meet life's uncertainties with composed rationality. Repetition, thus, becomes a mechanism to nurture an unwavering calm, a composed mind that remains undisturbed by external upheavals. In the face of inevitable change, repetition emerges as a strategy of adaptation rather than resistance. It allows us to greet new circumstances not with trepidation, but with a welcoming heart, turning the habitual into a ritual of growth. Embracing the potential of each moment, repetition helps us reconcile new experiences with an evolving belief system rooted in core virtues. In this way, change is met with grace and mindfulness, using repetition as a harmonizing force between the new and the known. Discipline transcends the fleeting nature of motivation. It is repetition that fosters this unwavering quality. Embracing repetition as a cornerstone of discipline, the Stoics saw it as a sacred practice that lent structure and order to life. By frequently revisiting and committing to our ideals, we build dedication that persists beyond desire or fleeting inspiration, crafting a mental reality resilient and steadfast. Visualization becomes the theater of the mind, where repeated imagery scripts our future selves. Through consistent mental picturing, we prepare the foundation for desired outcomes, aligning thought with tangible action. As repetition blurs the lines between imagination and possibility, our subconscious aligns behaviors with our highest aspirations, bringing into being the realities we envision. Nature's rhythm serves as a testament to repetition's power. The ocean's tides, the season's cycles, growth's spiral patterns. Each repetition in nature renews and reinforces, offering lessons in persistence and balance. Humanity draws inspiration from these cycles, aligning practices with natural rhythms to cultivate patience and acceptance. In recognizing that change coexists with constancy, repetition becomes a living philosophy that welcomes change gracefully. To escape harmful patterns, we must engage in repetition with deliberate intent. Positive rituals that align with our deepest values replace detrimental habits, fostering a transformation through sustained effort. The Stoics championed this purposeful substitution, advocating for a mindful transition from mindless actions to deliberate, virtuous endeavors. Repeatedly choosing our actions with purpose, we gradually dismantle negativity's hold, and in its place, nourishing habits flourish. Within relationships, repetition threads a tapestry of consistency, where love, respect, and communication continually affirm bonds of connection. Each repeated gesture, small acts of kindness, words of support, fosters an intimacy that transcends routine. As we practice repetition with reverence, relationships evolve beyond mere interactions, deepening into sacred partnerships where each moment enriches the bond. Beneath the mundanity of routine lies the potential for rituals to transform tasks into sacred acts. Repetition becomes imbued with intentional mindfulness, where mundane duties reveal deeper meaning. The Stoics found in rituals a link between the tangible and the ethereal, grounding philosophy in daily life. By viewing repetition as devotion, we unveil greater understanding and a profound bond with the universe. Engaging in mindful repetition involves a conscious awareness that transcends automatic behavior, ensuring that repetitive actions foster growth instead of stagnation. This practice shifts awareness from the mundane to intentional, promoting a present-moment engagement that interrupts unhelpful patterns. Each cycle of repetition offers a chance to realign focus, turning the repetitive dance into a rhythmic embodiment of presence. Just as repetition can entrench limiting beliefs, it can also empower affirmative ones. Deliberate repetition of positive affirmations metamorphoses our mental landscape, cultivating a fertile ground for transformation. By intentionally nurturing empowering thoughts, our mindset aligns with growth and positivity. Gradually, this forms a cycle of affirmation where the mind aligns with our truest visions, creating a foundation upon which we construct lives of purpose and meaning. Reflection fosters repeated learning, deepening understanding with each revisit of experiences. This reflective cycle solidifies knowledge into wisdom, elevating mere information into insight. Philosophical traditions revered the power of reflective repetition, teaching that each encounter with experience provides opportunities for growth through introspection. As we continually engage in reflection, we embark on an ever-evolving journey where learned lessons blossom into wisdom. In creative endeavors, repetition forms the heartbeat of artistic exploration, unveiling new perspectives through persistent practice. Artists, writers, and musicians find innovation in the relentless cycle of repetition, as each iteration polishes the gem of creativity. Within this rhythm, monotony dissolves, revealing layers of originality and expression, inviting the beholder into a world of evolving beauty. Returning time and again to the teachings of philosophers and sages ensures that vital truths remain alive, safeguarding them from the erosion of time. Repeated engagement with timeless wisdom fortifies the mind's defenses against modern life's incessant distractions. These encounters keep ancient insights resonant, continually aligning our paths with the eternal truths that transcend epochs and guide the course of our lives. The practice of presence unfolds through repetition, returning always to the eternal moment at hand. This is no laborious trek, but a gift, a renewal of life with each breath. By repeatedly anchoring in the present, anxiety and regret shatter, leaving only the vibrant embrace of now. Presence, practiced with devotion, reinvents repetition as a cycle of rejuvenation, where each instant becomes a luminous act of living fully. Mental resilience, like physical calluses, develops through repeated exposure to challenges. Each trial builds psychological fortitude, rendering the mind unyielding. Embracing discomfort, we foster a toughness that thrives amidst adversity, reflective of the Stoics' veneration for this virtue. Here, repetition becomes a road to mental invincibility, equipping us to weather life's storms with courage and equanimity. Legacy emerges from the constancy of repeated actions and thoughts that ripple through time. Our repeated acts, imbued with intention, plant seeds of influence for the future. With each action aligned to our values, we craft a legacy of integrity and impact. Understanding this imbues each moment with significance, casting repetition as the architect of enduring legacies that echo across generations. Living intentionally transforms existence, where each act is chosen with awareness, allowing repetition to become a purposeful cadence. This infuses life with meaning, elevating the mundane to the sacred. Through intentional repetition, we uncover beauty within the ordinary, transforming routine into a resonant symphony of purpose. This understanding redefines our experience of the routine, guiding us toward a life flowing with meaningful intention. Embracing the rhythm of existence, a universal truth emerges. Life itself is a dance of repetition. The challenge lies in welcoming this rhythm graciously, moving with life's natural ebb and flow. Through harmonious repetition, we engage with the cosmic dance, turning each step into a celebration of life. This eternal repeating motif reveals itself not as a chore, but as a seamless tapestry of timeless beauty. This chapter unfolds a philosophical tapestry where repetition acts as a pillar of an intentional, purpose-driven life. Through the exploration of ancient teachings and modern insights, it invites an introspective journey of inner strength and transcendence, guided by the quiet and powerful beat of repetition. A free mind transcends the self-imposed limitations and societal expectations that can often confine our spirit. Such mental liberation allows us to rise above the trivialities of daily existence, fostering an environment where genuine connection with one's true self and the world around becomes not just possible but inevitable. In this state, thoughts, once the architects of emotional turmoil, transform into guideposts for understanding and purposeful living. We embrace a clarity that moves us gracefully across life's vast expanse, like a bird soaring in a limitless sky. It is a liberty not from responsibility, but the profound responsibility of choosing one's mental pathways with discernment and grace. In this liberation, silence emerges as a radical act of courage. The profound awareness cultivated in moments of quietness offers a refuge from the incessant noise of idle chatter. By embracing quietude, we listen more deeply, not only to the world outside, but also to the whispers of our inner landscape. Here, silence invites us to refine our vision, shedding old patterns that once bound our progress. It acts as both shield and sword, protecting us from chaos and illuminating our purpose with clarity. The free mind, therefore, finds its footing in these silences, as it learns to observe life's impermanence with a balanced heart. Presence becomes an essential companion on this journey, a presence rooted in the moment, untethered from the turmoil of past regrets or future anxieties. This mindful awareness transforms each breath into a sacred invitation to engage with life fully. Mundane activities gain depth, enriching our experience and reinforcing the inherent beauty of existence. In embracing the fullness of each moment, we nurture authenticity and craft a life where dreams and reality merge into boundless potential. Embracing uncertainty with grace is a distinctive quality of a truly free mind. It recognizes that life's unpredictability is not a source of fear, but a wellspring of possibility. Acknowledging the world's inherent uncertainty allows us to dance gracefully with the unknown. This acceptance is not passive surrender, but an active engagement with life's mysteries. Uncertainty, then, becomes a canvas for our most profound truths, urging us to see challenges as teachers guiding us toward wisdom and understanding. The free mind embodies the unshakable thinker, resilient in adversity, unwavering in ethical integrity, and firm in self-awareness. Such a thinker uses hardship as a crucible for growth, never losing sight of one's authentic self amidst life's tempests. This stability is cultivated through consistent reflection and philosophical inquiry. Rooted in courage and compassion, the unshakable thinker illustrates that true human potential is achieved not by avoiding life's storms, but by mastering them with honor. Strength through vulnerability is another hallmark of a liberated mind. Recognizing one's limits is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to true courage. This embrace of vulnerability allows for personal growth, inviting connection and mutual understanding. By confronting and acknowledging our authentic emotions, we forge a shared space of learning and empathy, which enriches our emotional landscape. Vulnerability here is a strength that uncovers the undiscovered territories of the soul, inviting us to explore our potential. The art of detachment teaches one to let go of desires and aversions that hinder freedom. It is not about indifference, but an intentional release from the bindings of material and emotional attachments. Through detachment, fulfillment emerges from within, diminishing suffering and nurturing tranquility and contentment. This path leads to a life untangled from the echo of unquenchable longing, liberating us toward deeper engagement with existence. Harmony with nature is inherent to a free mind, aligning with the Stoic principle of living in accordance with the world. This philosophy nurtures an understanding of interconnectedness, where barriers between self and environment dissolve. Such harmony, cultivated through simplicity and humility, enriches our recognition of life's cycles, inviting a limitless mind and a life lived with reverence. In the pursuit of mental freedom, simplicity becomes a guide. Reducing life's complexities unveils an expansive inner landscape where peace and clarity reign. This thoughtful paring down offers focus and joy, allowing the mind to navigate complexity with graceful ease. Crafting consistent habits serves as the cornerstone for mental resilience. Intentional habits, rooted in clarity, lay the groundwork for an unstoppable life, driven by conscious choice and mindful practice. Through dedication to introspection, gratitude, and presence, we nurture an environment fertile for growth and discovery. Wisdom transcends knowledge in the realm of a free mind. It synthesizes experience and insight into meaningful action. A wise mind embraces the unknown, applies learned truths with compassion, and welcomes questions as companions on the path to enlightenment. Prioritizing wisdom fosters a mind that is expansive and luminous, guiding us through life's intricacies. The journey to a free mind involves the freedom of self-acceptance, a realization that worth is not tied to perfection. Self-acceptance embraces the totality of being, releasing the chains of comparison and inviting authenticity. This ongoing practice fosters courage, connecting us to true purpose and the inherent beauty of the spirit. Equanimity amidst chaos characterizes a free mind, maintaining calm despite external turmoil. This balance emerges from detachment and cultivated inner peace, allowing for a composed response to life's unpredictability. Equanimity transforms challenges into opportunities for clarity and resolves, standing as an unassailable fortress of strength. Inner clarity, the hallmark of a free mind, sharpens our vision, cutting through confusion. It offers perspective and empowers us to dissolve limiting beliefs. This clarity fosters insight into each experience, enriching every step with lucidity. Resilience in the face of adversity is fundamental. This resilience stems from understanding impermanence, encouraging perseverance, and inspiring creative problem-solving. Adversity, seen through resilient eyes, becomes a springboard to greater understanding and purpose. Engaging with the shadow self is integral to freeing the mind. By confronting our hidden fears and insecurities, we illuminate our inner landscape, gaining transformative insight. This process requires vulnerability and courage, but through it, we meet our fullest self, initiating healing and liberation. Compassionate understanding weaves a tapestry in the free mind's narrative. It nurtures empathy towards oneself and others, transforming judgment into connection. Compassion opens pathways for dialogue and healing, building a more humane and interconnected world. Rituals of inner transformation empower the free mind, grounding us amidst life's turbulence. Through meditation, mindful breathing, and reflection, we cultivate stillness necessary for transformation. These rituals enrich the soul, offering conduits for self-discovery and liberation. Alignment of action with purpose underpins a free life. When intention and action mirror each other, life reflects profound truth. Purpose-driven action fosters a meaningful existence, guiding us towards authenticity and inviting stillness amidst chaos. The free mind views life as an eternal journey of becoming, welcoming growth and change as constants. This journey rejects stagnation, inviting us to explore and evolve beyond limitations. The dance of possibilities beckons us to relinquish rigid self-conceptions, allowing transformation to unfold. A free mind perceives the unity that binds all life, transcending individualism and tapping into collective consciousness. Embracing unity shifts us toward communal growth, fostering compassion and collaboration. This awareness builds a world rooted in understanding and participation. Intuition navigates the liberated mind beyond logic, guiding decisions aligned with deepest values. Embracing intuition cultivates confidence in ambiguity, resonating with authenticity. This deeper knowing offers profound guidance, revealing a life of inherent meaning. The spirit of creativity defines the unstoppable mind, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. Creativity infuses life with innovation and curiosity, dismantling the fear of unfamiliarity. This vibrant force encourages imaginative growth, enriching every facet of life. Reverence for life's journey imbues the free mind with gratitude, honoring the present and releasing attachment to outcomes. Respectful engagement fosters serenity, trusting in life's wisdom. The journey becomes sacred, each action resonating with respect and intent. In the final reflection of this philosophical odyssey, we return to the imagery of a life unveiled through a free mind. A liberated mind uncovers an unstoppable life, characterized by transformation, exploration, and renewal. It does not seek freedom, but emanates it effortlessly, like a heart that beats or stars illuminating the night. As this exploration concludes, it marks not an end, but a new beginning. A free mind embraces life's mysteries with courage and humility, stepping into the world as both student and teacher. The essence of freedom lies in mastering the inner realm, bringing light to the world and empowering all we encounter. The journey continues, unceasing, limitless, and eternally transformative.